Alan, just so you know, this video is actually going to begin with, the Iron Disciples and you kind of auditioning for the singer. One of us has to be the singer, so.
Okay. Yeah. What do you want me to say?
It's kind of like American Idol. You choose.
Okay.
You choose best song. You could go like.
What the hell are either
all
of
the
you
way
talking
in.
about?
Our band, Iron Disciples. You could be the drummer, okay?
Dude, I'm not even that good.
You play the bass, Alan.
I could play a
I
little
play
bass.
guitar. No, we're talking about Alan now. We already decided you're playing drums.
What if I wanted to play something more creative, like a clarinet?
Can you play the clarinet?
No.
Alan's just riveted by our conversation.
I can figure it
yelling
out.
up a storm.
I can
He's
figure
like,
out the clarinet.
It's time for Untamed strength.
No, I'll be all right.
Yeah. Mike, are you ready to rock this?
Dude, we're rocking already.
Oh, well, this is just like the intro fluff stuff. This is like fluff and puff.
I'll
This
give
is
you
like
that.
this is like arms at the gym. It doesn't count.
Did you work out? Just did arms.
Your arms are not looking bad.
It's a medium shirt.
It's a schmedium. I give the bro fist. We gotta do the what is it called? Where you do the like the seance or whatever seance.
Don't know.
The thing where they try and bring like ghosts and whatnot, and
I don't.
you
do
never
that.
watched the movie Ghost?
No.
Alan,
You never heard of smashing?
If you yawn one more time, Alan, you're kicked off of this table right
No.
here.
Am I yawning really? I didn't notice it.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Yawning means he's bringing oxygen to his brain. Maybe he's prepared to say some awesome shit.
Because I used to yawn all the time in class, so
Yeah.
like I guess I was just trying to absorb all that information.
I Googled that in high school. I think I was working out, and I would start yawning during a workout. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with me? Am I out of shape? And that's what they said. That's what Google told me. WebMD.
Welcome.
No, it's at 3 p.m. for now, so.
Are they? Oh, when you get up that early, like you get up what time?
Hustle, grind,
5?
vertical, dang.
I respect that. I used to train clients at 5, and then I did it. I'm like, I'm never doing this again.
What?
I did it for a year and a half, and then
I actually like it, but that's why like when
Yeah.
9 o'clock rolls around, I'm like,
you're ready for bed.
Are
Well,
you-
Mike's an early. I'm a late owl. Like I work best at 2 a.m.
I work best at 2 p.m., which is the issue. I'm not a morning guy or a night guy.
So what you're saying? This is gonna be the best podcast ever because
you're
it's
only
being
good 1/3
filmed.
out of the day.
No,
It's being
but probably
filmed
less.
at
You got half an hour
3
window.
p.m., Mike.
I'm like the eclipse that comes every once a decade.
So is this gonna be the best podcast?
This is
It's
going to be
3
the
p.m.
eclipse.
Okay.
Are you a morning guy? Is that why you like it?
Yeah.
Uh,
This is probably because this is your second coffee. You have your first
yeah.
round of coffee in the
We
morning.
got you, bro. You need a
So
coffee
that's
right here.
No,
no, you're right. The first coffee of the morning. Let's all be aware that the whole nation knows that's just to take a poop. You don't even wake up with that.
I don't even take coffee, bro.
You don't take poops then, bro.
Well, that's the story of my life.
Now that you're drinking moldy coconut, which Alan will go to
With,
in a second.
with octopus, with the upside down world
Coming out
growing
both
inside.
sides.
of
But then
it,
yeah,
Demogorgon.
the second one is just to get you fired up. You were in the military, Marines.
Yep.
What time did the bugle play to wake you up, or is that just in cartoons?
No, they do. Not.
Did
not,
they actually play bugle to wake you up? I was just being a dick.
No, it goes off, but the drill instructors wake you up.
Okay.
Oh, really?
But that's in boot camp.
Oh.
Not they have morning and evening colors, but that's at 8 a.m.
Oh,
and,
that's not bad.
And then sunset, and that's like where they raise the flag, but that's not to wake you
That's
up.
more like ceremonial.
Yeah.
What about
a lot of the time I was on shift work, so it'd be like I have to wake them up and I have night shift or
Yeah.
something,
What about at boot camp? Just like 4 a.m. just to piss you people off?
No, I think that they're required. Lights out is required at 9 a.m. Because by law they have to give you 8 hours. But
Or
that's
9
not
p.m. you
happening.
mean?
9 p.m.
Okay.
and then 5 a.m.
Okay, so
it's 9 to 5.
So drill sergeant
But
comes in and says
that's never
bedtime.
happened.
Yeah, he
Doesn't
says
happen.
bedtime 9 p.m.
Are you
What
about to
do
be the whistleblower here, bro? Where you said it's like by law they're required 8
Yeah,
hours, but
yeah.
that never happens.
Yeah.
So 9 p.m. he comes in, screams at you. What actually happens?
9 p.m.
Yeah. PM.
9 p.m. is
What are
when
you
lights-
doing with your life?
When lights are
Like,
out.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but then what actually happens? Are you guys up playing cards?
Yeah, so
Are
you have so the whole squad base not everyone's not asleep. It's fire watch.
Okay.
So Omar's got 12 to 1. He goes and wakes me up. I have to be up 1 to 2 because it's like that, like in war or in battle.
Yeah.
It's not like we're all going to go to sleep.
Right.
There's always someone up.
But you're just sitting by the door because
No,
you don't have your
there's-
cell
there's-
phone.
Right. There's duties in boot camp. So like there's like 4 or 5 people awake at once, right? And then it's like the next 4 or 5 people, so it rotates around. So at night you might have to do cleaning. You might whatever bullshit they have you do. But there's one person who stands at the front door to if someone walked in they would address it
Yeah.
or something like that. So there is someone that does that. But I was actually the guide, so I was like the head of the platoon. So my fire watch was last. So I had to make sure all the duties were done. So it was like before 5 when everyone else woke up.
Yeah, like 3.
So there was only a few weeks in boot camp where I got woke up by the drill instructors.
You were always up
Before
before.
it, I was up before it. But it was not like I got to sleep up until that. It was always like every single night, like getting woke up and they fuck with you, and like go go do this. Or
Go
do that.
run or something.
Well, it'd have to be in the squad bay.
Oh.
But
I know what Ryan's gonna say. Ryan's gonna say, "Can you please talk closer to the mic?"
Wait,
Is that what you're looking at? Is that?
Yeah,
is
we're
that,
in it. We're recording.
No, we can begin whenever. Ryan,
We're
was that what you-
podcasting
Ryan,
this whole
no,
thing.
Ryan,
No, that's the goal.
Ryan,
That's
Ryan,
fucking
Ryan,
awesome, bro.
Ryan,
We
Ryan.
looped you in. We
Ryan,
fucking
there
got
wasn't
you.
even like an
We're
intro.
podcasting. There is no intro. We're the fucking best podcasters in the world because this is real life.
There wasn't even an
Ryan,
intro.
Ryan, is that what you're gonna say? I knew it.
Dude,
Yeah,
I didn't even
You-
know.
you
Bro,
get
it's real
right
life.
next- no, don't worry about that. I'll say, welcome to the world's worst podcast.
Dude, I looped him in.
No, because Alan's
got
talking
him.
so far away, it's gonna sound like an echo.
Because
He's
you
gonna
were
sound
asking
like
questions and it's not near you. Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
that
this
is
is-
All I
You
have
gotta
is
get
this
right
thing.
close
I got
to
the
it.
jank version.
Okay.
this. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I had
Mike,
no
that's what
idea
it
we
is.
were starting.
Welcome to the
That was the
world's
goal.
worst podcast. Here with the main man himself, Alan Thrall, aka the founder of Fat Thighs Worldwide, also Untamed Strength. He has a glorious mane. He's also one half of Iron Disciples, the best band that you haven't heard about yet. Alan, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Oh,
Can we go back to the story now?
We could go right. Hey. So why don't you just Mike say something like about
Hello?
Alan? How you know? No. I mean, like you know, Alan. Like show me some
Alan.
dirty secrets you've been training at his gym. I want to hear
I
something,
don't.
bro.
It is.
Alan has no dirty
It
secrets.
is weird
and that's
that
a problem.
we grew up like probably 5 miles from each other. Didn't know a clue of each other. That I'm really good with faces. I'm terrible with names. Like there's kids I'll see at a movie or something at the grocery store now, and I'm like, I know that kid. Like I played against him twice in Little League soccer. Like I just know faces really well.
You don't remember Alan.
I don't think we've ever crossed paths.
Well, that's probably because he
Oh,
served
sorry.
in the military. You went to like an artsy high school.
No,
Like,
we're
it's just
talking
like
in
a
high school.
Oh, high school.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
high
We didn't
school
grow up
did you
as
go to?
Dolphins.
Bella Vista.
Yeah, but we grew up like 5 miles from each other,
Wow.
basically, or maybe a little bit 7. Never crossed paths. Both end up kind of doing similar things. I even opened a gym, I think before him, that failed while he was in the military.
Hardcore opened up before
I
it.
thought
Yeah.
that was a secret.
Yeah, no,
Very
about it-
special because I knew that.
Yeah,
About the
that-
bail. I've heard Mike's whole life story 6 or 7 times.
I've never talked about it publicly, opening a gym, I don't
Right.
think.
And that's cool. We can
but-
talk about that.
But it was actually literally within a mile of where the first Untamed was. And then now I'm a member at his gym. And we're
Goes
besties.
Full circle. I don't know. Maybe we could dive in right to the military stuff, where we were telling a whole story. But Alan he feared the microphone, so he's a little further away.
No,
from
actually,
it
I tricked him.
Oh, what? Oh, by talking? That's how you start any podcast. You just start kind of talking, and then.
No, a lot of
That's
people have
what I
intro outros are like straight
Really?
questions.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Oh, I know.
All I know are the podcasts I've been on.
But that's
like,
what. Yeah, a lot of people are like, here I am, and what's your favorite deadlift? But I actually
isn't
just roped his
formal.
ass in, and he was
Yeah.
telling me about
Your
it.
ass was roped, Alan.
So you're a leader of a platoon at boot camp, and you were having to watch a door in the middle of the night, but you got no sleep.
No, I didn't have to watch it.
No, you had to make
My-
sure all the duties were done.
Yeah.
Right.
Why was I the only one listening?
No,
to
I was.
the
I was just
story?
kidding. I was just summarizing a joke. My real question is though, like, yeah, so lights are out at 9 p.m. supposedly, but no way, like 20-year-old
young,
dudes,
strapping lads.
yeah, are going to bed at 9 p.m. I mean,
When you have
maybe
long
you're
ass
tired,
days,
yeah.
people do rack
But I
up.
feel like ADD, like they're playing poker, or they're trying to find porn, or they're touching each
Alan's
other. Or
like,
something
nope.
weird.
Whoa,
Some of that
I
stuff
actually
happens.
had
See?
Uh-oh.
not a bunkmate, but he was next to me, and he wasn't like on top. Like,
Oh no, he's
you know what I
just,
mean? You know
he's
what I
just
mean?
like that.
I was on top,
Yeah, I was the one running that shit.
but you sleep in bunks,
Right.
and so he was
Wait, what's
bunk
a
right next to me.
yeah? What's a sideward bunk? I've never heard of that.
What's that?
No, it's just 2 bunks parallel to one another, right?
But then what
Right,
makes it
so
a bunk?
all the
Why
bunks
is it?
are-
It's just 2 beds.
No.
Bro, no, there's a-
there were a whole bunch of bunk beds like throughout the.
Oh,
Yeah,
so,
so there's a top and
so
bottom,
there
and
is
then
someone
parallel.
above you, but not this gentleman.
Yes.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead. I
So
was
there's
confused.
Alan was a
there's
bunk
like
going.
20 bunk beds
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
side
yeah.
by side. But he had insomnia, and so I would literally like wake up in the middle of the night, and you are dead in boot camp when you're sleeping, out cold, and dude be up like just doing things in his bed.
But you
How was
don't
his
have.
performance? Like it was like day to day, he was fine.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
didn't
They did say in research that some people can honestly operate
Yeah.
with less sleep. I'm not one of those
Yeah, me
people.
either.
but yeah.
What do you guys have? You don't have any personal items. So like what in your downtime, even though there's probably not much in boot camp per se, or like that dude's downtime, is he just sitting there counting stars? Like what the hell is that guy doing?
You have a book. It's called The Green Monster. I
Yeah.
think is what it's called. But it's a book of knowledge. You know, like everything you have to know about
About
Marine Corps
the
history,
Gotcha.
ranking, and all that. And you get quizzed on that stuff. And so he might have been looking through that. You can like pack your pack because you have a bunch of issue gear.
Yeah,
And so you have to pack your pack and make sure it's a tight pack. You know. So he was just finding stuff. To
just
do.
fiddling.
So how close is serving boot camp similar to the movie Full Metal Jacket with the start? This is my rifle. This is my gun. Not at all.
No, that is.
Oh, that is.
That's probably
There
the
was
most-
a Gomer pile.
That's probably the most accurate movie.
Oh, you're
Really?
serious?
Yeah.
Because actually, what I did here, I wasn't sure, and I was like being half serious when I asked that question. Is that the instructor was a real instructor, drill instructor, boot camp
Arlie
instructor.
Ermy.
Yeah, and then he went on to be an actor, and that's why all his lines, like people thought, like, oh, like how do they write those lines? Like those are just things he came up on the fly.
That was
that's
like
what,
free.
Yeah,
that's dope.
It feels
improv.
so. He's like, how tall are you, Sergeant? He's like, sir, 5'6". Like, holy shit! I didn't know they stack shit that high. Like all his lines were just gold.
The only difference would be that in the beginning, like he's the only drill instructor.
Right.
There's like 5 drill instructors, and so there's a lot of shit going on in the room.
Yeah.
It's not unless there's a senior drill instructor who's like the dad.
Yeah. He's like the kind guy, like is that what you mean when you say dad? Or?
Like if dad's pissed off. It's
Okay.
like, oh, fuck.
Oh,
But,
yeah. He takes that belt out and just wow.
yeah. But there's more than just one walking around, so that would be the only difference. But it's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
Pretty
my
good. Because he was in charge of like making that whole scene,
Sure.
the whole movie. So
That's fantastic. Well, Stanley Kubrick, first off, is just a genius, but
Yeah.
one of the greatest directors. Where you
My first strength coach for basketball that I got in 8th grade was a drill sergeant, and then retired and got a regular job. And then when I graduated high school, we went back and got. Then he was like a drill sergeants, whatever term that might be. He was a teacher at drill sergeant school. So like
call it instructor.
he loved me, and we were really close and stuff. But he would like turn that on here and there, and I worked
You'd
out.
feel it.
Yeah, when I worked out with his son, and his son, he was obviously a little bit harder on than the rest of us, and so like sometimes you'd be like, he's not choking anymore, you know. Like sometimes you'd be like, come on, you sissy Mike, what you doing right there? Because I was the only basketball player among football players too, so I got the brunt of some jokes. I was the youngest one. And
Mike's
sometimes
talented.
no, it's just the group basketball players didn't work out, you
Yeah.
know. And then you start ripping you. I'm like, oh man, I'm about to get it.
Yeah, I don't get off on that. Like ordering people
No,
around.
bossing people around. No,
Yeah.
you strike me as a really chill dude from the time that I've spent with you. I think maybe it takes a certain, just like any job, like, you know, they say about people that want to become police officers or people that want to become lawyers, doctors, all those things, like maybe a certain amount of those people, there's some sort of attraction to that career. Mm-hmm. So maybe the same thing could be said about drill instructors. Why alone did you join the military in the first place? Like, what was going on in your mind?
Yeah, what age?
You finished like high school and like you just went right in. Like, what's the story there?
No, finished high school, danced around in community college at Sierra College.
Hey, what were you taking?
For a little while, just general.
Have you ever watched what do you call it?
Credits.
Roadhouse?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I love it. Where he says, "It's like, what do you study?" It's like philosophy. It's like, you learn anything? Man's search for meaning, shit like that. So it wasn't like that at all.
There was nothing directed. It was just a whole bunch of general ed classes.
So when you finished high school, you didn't have like a good idea or like maybe like 3 careers that you want to jump. It was just like, I don't know what I want to do.
I think that's like
I was
80% of America.
No, it's the same way. No,
yeah. Canada maybe too, but it seems like you guys already have a definite line. We talked about different podcasts. I was joking about them always saying university, but like university means like you have a job. You're going towards a job, and college up there means that you're more trade oriented, mechanic, whatever. Where here, all of our shit's mixed together, like junior college, university, it's all the same.
School.
And everybody goes there, has no clue what they want until 6 years in. Then they choose a degree. Then they get a job that has nothing to do with their degree. And that's why America's bunk and no one has a job and everyone's sad.
Yeah.
That's the summary right
Unless
there.
it's super directed. Like, I want to be a lawyer.
Right.
I want to be a doctor.
And those are like literally the only 2 nowadays. And even those, you know, they're so impactful because I feel like when we were in high school in 8th grade, those were the jobs, right? Like lawyers are so rich and you get to go to court. And like, so then all of our friends are trying to do that and they all have fail.
And they're just chasing the kind of the money at the end of
Yeah,
the day, a stable career.
Yeah.
So for you, because I want to get into the whole Untamed, the philosophy behind it, and I think obviously your life experiences shaped that. You did high school. We'll get back to that. But after high school, you took kind of a year of college. Was it? You said like a general, like a where you went?
Joined the Marine Corps when I was 20.
Okay.
So it was like 2 years.
2 or 3, yeah.
And what made you decide that? So you did a little bit of school and you thought to yourself,
I was just lost. Didn't know what I wanted to do. Had no idea where to go from where I was at. And I was just sick and tired of just going to school and not getting anything done with it.
Cool.
Super bored. Really didn't hang out with many of my friends from high school anymore. I was just like, man, I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
And in that time, I watched a lot of Food Network.
Oh yeah.
So
was Guy Fieri on at the time, bro?
Can you cook?
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I
loved
Hold
it.
on,
That was like
wait.
all I would do.
I know you can cook because you've done some things, but I didn't know you're like into it.
No, let me give a little bit of support. When I came on a trip, I visited Alan's gym. I actually stayed at his place. He cooked me breakfast. Yeah, he was there with his girlfriend, now fiance, right? And I'm a deadbeat, so at 7 a.m. he's like, "Hey Omar, you want some eggs and toast?"
I was on my couch.
I slept on the couch. I'm like, "That'd be great." And he's like, 30 minutes later, he's like, "Food's ready." And like, I was like smelling like, I don't know, like green onions or some shit, and just like served it in a cup of coffee. I'm like, "Alan, you're the sweetest. This is so nice."
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I don't know. I'd write like what I cook.
Were you
now,
blushing just then, bro, when I shared that story?
Yeah, because you're pretty like a regimented guy in terms
Yeah,
of
so
training
what I
and
cook
nutrition.
now is basic like
Well, you can cook every day.
chicken steak,
simple.
potatoes,
But
rice.
say me.
But I'm not making like, hey, Ken, I want to make some. I'll make you some risotto.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
yeah.
So me,
I was touched,
No.
honestly.
Me and
because
Omar-
we filmed it till like 2 or 3 a.m. He gets up at 7. He's like, hey, you want some like breakfast? I'm like, oh.
Yeah, he's a machine.
Yeah.
But so me and Omar are coming over this Friday for dinner. You invited us for the holidays. What are you cooking us? What are you cooking us?
Oh man.
He's laughing because he's like, I wouldn't invite you over during the holidays. I'm like, what?
All hypothetical.
Oh, yeah. Deal with these hypothetical
You
scenarios.
can forget us about us after this.
I'm gonna make you
Like,
something simple. Nothing that's gonna.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a good basic meal.
Yeah, yeah.
Good steak,
Clean.
maybe some mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Are you a Bobby Flay maybe fan where he's like upfront flavor? Like what? Like
Yeah.
you know,
Throw down with Bobby Flay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Bobby Flay. So people give him shit where he's like, oh, he's not refined, this and that. I'm like, he knows what his flavors are.
Yeah.
He knows what he does. It's like Michael Simon's like another one from Food Network where I dig like, it's just like good flavors. Simple, keep it simple and good.
I could never watch the Food Network, and I know it's like a typical fat kid thing to say, but like I just get so hungry, then I'd end up going
that's
to
what I
find
would
food
do.
or something.
When I first started bulking,
Yeah.
I would watch the Food. I remember Guy Fieri before he became a meme. I'd watch like I'd come home from like the gym or whatever, and they'd have diners, drive-ins, and dives on at 5
Yeah.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I would watch the 2 episodes.
Like I've seen some of that, and I've seen Man vs. Food, but I can't like people watch it like on the regular. Like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm probably just watching Food Network. Like I couldn't do that. It would be
No.
so.
I had to get
I'd be
motivated.
even
I would
fatter.
watch it and then do it.
Yeah.
That's
Whatever they would
amazing.
make.
So
Why
that's
did you
why-
go down that path?
Yeah, we didn't
Why
know.
did that
I did.
call you?
I
Oh, you
did.
did.
I-
See,
I-
here we
Have
go.
have you ever
day.
said this, bro?
One day.
Chef
That's why-
Untamed.
That's where I was getting at.
Chef
Yeah.
Untamed. They told you
So
to
I was
cut your
like,
beard.
man, the only thing I really like doing, and at the time, the only other thing I did other than cooking was long distance running.
I could tell by the physique.
Didn't do
What's that supposed to be,
didn't
man?
do any lifting. And
Yeah.
so, anyways, I said, I'm going to go to culinary school.
Very
And
cool.
So,
You're 20.
What? Yep. So I
Okay.
signed up for to enroll in the Kitchen Academy in
Okay.
Sacramento. Day one,
What
I'm
did they
sitting
make you
there,
do? What did they make you do?
and I'm like,
This isn't me.
I stood up, I walked out. As I was walking out, I'm joining the Marine Corps. That's what I said. It was like that. I had always had like joining the Marine Corps in the back of my mind for a while, so I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I never really told anyone. My older brother was a Marine.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But
How much older?
Uh,
Like a few years where you like really was an older
6.
brother? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. And so that was always in the back of my mind. So that's.
What
they probably-
what was
what-
happening in the class?
So here's what I'm thinking. Like, Alan's thinking I'm gonna
I
make
was
some.
like, I don't want to be in a kitchen for the rest of my life.
all right. Fair.
He's like, I thought you were thinking I'm gonna make some steaks, some food I like. They're like, all right, the first food you're making, crepes. He's like, I'm out. He
Here,
just stands
yeah.
out and he's like,
Yeah,
I'm
pull,
joining the
pull
Marine
up your
Corps.
textbook.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm out of this shit. Yeah. Okay, so after that, you decided to join the Marine Corps. Cool. So you joined. And, like, what's the process?
So the reason one of the reasons I joined the Marine Corps is because again, I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I was like, if I just join the Marine Corps, I don't have to think. I just do whatever they tell me to
Sure.
do.
You have a job.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And you're
I'll
someone
just
that
do
can follow. If you believe in something, you can follow the instructions.
Right.
Like, okay.
Right. And it really, I was curious to see, what it'd be like. So anyways, I want to do something that was like cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
that,
You're moving around. You're doing something.
Right.
Do you have any plans of like where? So you want to join the military? What exactly you wanted to do, or you just knew like join
infantry.
the? Okay.
I mean, nothing
Yeah.
but infantry.
Okay.
No matter what.
Yeah.
And so I actually had a friend who wanted to join the Marine Corps too. So I let him know, and he's like, "Dude, I'm gonna do it too." But I didn't do it as soon as him. Anyways, he calls me a couple days later and goes, "Hey, dude, I signed up. Now you got to go." And I was like, "All right, sounds good." So I went to the recruiters station, told him I want to sign up too, and there's a buddy program to where if Omar and
super
I
cool.
are on the buddy program,
Yeah.
that makes sure that we go to boot camp together, and then we are in the same platoon together.
Great
'Cause you
initiative.
you just get shipped off and lost. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But that would ensure that we were in the same platoon together, no matter what. So we want to do that. The problem was there's a bare minimum strength requirement and a height and weight requirement to get in the Marine Corps. Cody, there you go, Cody. That's his
Cody.
name.
Okay.
He didn't. He couldn't meet it. He was a big dude. He was like 6'4".
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like 260.
Oh, he was just too tall, too heavy type of thing.
Yeah, so he had to lose a bunch of weight, and he couldn't do 3 pull-ups. That's the
Oh, okay.
minimum.
Yep.
So for a couple of months, I actually trained him. We go run at the
Nice.
Bella Vista High School. We do pull-ups. We do the buddy crunches where you like hold their
Yeah.
legs and they're
Yep.
doing crunches.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're doing push-ups.
So you
Original
did,
towel rolls.
did you sign up? Did you sign up and then they say like, oh, okay, you have 3
Yeah.
months, or you?
No, they said as soon as a date becomes available, you
You're
can
off.
go if you're ready.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Uh,
But you can kind of say no at that point still.
Well, yeah, that's what happened. Was months went by, and they'd be like, "Hey, we got a date. You guys ready?"
Yeah.
Cody, you ready?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
So it's
Okay.
not like you sign your life away yet.
No. Well, yes. I thought that was the case.
That's what I thought. Like
But
sign
if
it,
you-
and then you literally give them your backpack, and you're gone.
Yeah, because
Bye, Mom.
It's not until apparently I've heard that you can on the bus when you fly to the depot, you get on the bus, you drive in, and then right before you get out of the bus when you meet your drill instructors, if you can back out before you get off.
That'd be me, dude.
Really?
That'd be
Oh,
me.
that would be-
Because
yeah.
I have like big balls, but like they're fake. And so I'd be like, yeah, I'm in, bro. And then I'm like, nope, I'm going home.
No, I think it would take a lot of balls to say no. I'm not going.
It would be.
You know what
I have
You'd
no
be
shame.
like,
so much
you'd
pressure
probably be
probably
like,
No, I have no-
okay, I'll just go.
I have no
I was
shame.
gonna say, it would depend, like, so, like, World War II scenario, Canada, like, I'm signing up. When you said about infantry, like, I watched Band of Brothers, so I was like, I think I would join the paratroopers. would be the one, I'm like, I'm sure it's nothing like it. I thought,
Those are all like specialized.
Yeah.
I'd want
You
to
gotta
do
pass
something
a certain amount
like
You
on
go in
test.
as like, yeah. So even then, you can't always go in as recon.
Okay.
But that would still be an infantry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing.
It's 0311 is infantryman, 0331 is machine gunner.
Okay.
And that's all
then
depends on
recon is 0321. So it is infantry, but it's a specialty. But you go in as you're a mechanic,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
You're a truck driver. You're infantry. So I just wanted to be infantry.
Okay.
And then it's how you test and go through different courses and
but
things.
Infantry is like the bare.
Yeah,
minimum.
yeah.
You can be dumb as a box of rocks.
Yeah. But people like Omar said, I think people probably like, oh, I want to be like a jet fighter. Like, yeah, like
Oh,
that's
man.
gonna be like
Yeah.
that's basically like getting into MIT. Yeah.
You can't fly a plane or a jet as just a 20-year-old. You have to have you have to be an officer.
train.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I was gonna say, I also heard there's a maximum height requirement type of thing when it comes to being a pilot. I'm not sure if that's true.
Yeah,
Is there a
that's
max weight,
what I
like-
thought. I thought they were like horse
Oh, they're-
jockeys, like little tiny
Yeah,
guys. But
yeah.
there's a guy, Chris, who goes to Untamed Strength, who's a Air Force pilot.
Oh yeah. I think I met him. I
And
think.
badass dude. He's got like a whole bunch of cool stories. And dude's like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
See,
know,
that'd be
I don't
another.
know. So
Yeah.
It's,
sorry.
it's probably not comfort. It's not the
Yeah.
Rolls Royce of jets. He's probably not
Yeah.
comfortable up there, but he can get in.
Tanks sounded pretty cool until I watched the movie Fury, where like they just get like you just get wasted inside the tank. Like I'm sure, like all wars completely brutal.
Yeah.
But like that, just the way they
stuck
displayed
inside
it.
of
Yeah. Like yeah. Go on.
None of that sound very exciting.
Well,
to me as
the
a
pilot,
kid.
at least it's like so dogfighting. Just playing video games and watching Star Wars, which Star Wars did basically. This is like super nerdy, but Star Wars based it off of like the dogfighting off of like World War II footage, like whatever with like the Zeros, the Japanese pilots. It just like it's like okay, you're shot down. It's like a one-on-one thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's like more of a chance like between two people or whatever. It's like a tank. You just get a shell, like, boom, you're out. Yeah. I'll be practicing my skills, watching Top Gun.
I didn't even think past going into the Marine
Yeah.
Corps. I was just so focused on boot camp and like
Right.
how I can be the best at boot camp, and I was so concerned with it because it's scary. The drill instructors,
Sure.
Like what's
Do you
it's
hear
gonna be-
like
it's
stories
gonna be
before?
totally
I don't think your brother maybe
Yeah, you
like
can,
right? Yeah.
for my brother,
Yeah.
you can like you can at the time there was a little bit of stuff on YouTube. There's actually a drill. There was like little bits and pieces
Yeah.
like documentaries on ABC News or something.
Sure.
But there's actually a drill instructor now who has like a YouTube channel.
He's
And,
out.
yeah,
out of
so
sorts,
you
yeah.
can like you can see a lot of stuff in boot camp. But when I went in, I was just really curious.
Okay.
So I was so focused on boot camp and how uncomfortable it was going to be and how hard it was going to be that kind of excited me. I didn't really look.
Whoa.
I didn't really. Yeah, because I was bored as
Yeah,
hell. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I totally get
so
that.
so I didn't really look past boot camp.
Yeah.
Were
I mean,
you?
it wasn't until I got out of boot camp that I was like, all right, fuck, what am I going to do?
Yeah, what's next?
4 years of this.
So did you end up joining with your buddy Cody? Where you said you kept saying no for the time.
So yeah, we're good at going off on tangents.
No, it's
Oh,
good.
that's a podcast 101.
So months went by.
Yeah.
Cody, you ready? Nope, not ready. And
Was he
months and months-
physically ready? And you were
No,
asking
no.
mentally, or he was
No,
neither?
no. He couldn't do 3
Let the
pulls.
man, Ellen.
And he has to lose.
Alone.
There's height and weight requirements to get into the
Right.
Marine Corps. So if you're 6'4", minimum is like 210. So
Okay.
like it's pretty skinny,
Yeah.
But anyways, so there was one day. This is like a movie. One day in particular, 7 a.m. I go to Bella Vista High School. I'm at the track. I'm supposed to meet him there.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sitting there waiting. I'm like, this motherfucker is 10 minutes late. Waiting. I want to get my workout in. You know what I mean? I want to run. And so I call him. Nothing. He never ever ignores my phone calls. So went about. Didn't hear from him for like 3 days. I actually went to his house afterwards.
That's crazy.
His car was there. Knocked on the door. Hey, dude. What? Didn't answer. So anyways, he calls me like 3 days later, and I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating. He goes, dude,
I'm done. I'm not going.
even better. Dude, I'm in love. He met this chick
Oh, no.
that he'd been hanging out with, and when he was like getting ready to go out to boot camp, he's like putting all of his everything on the table. He's all in, you know.
Yeah.
Meaning like he just wanted to get it all out and hang out with her all the time, you know.
Yeah.
He didn't have a job because he's getting ready to go in the Marine Corps, so
Yeah.
he just put everything into her. So he didn't go
Actually,
because of that.
yeah. So just a quick update. Like, are they married? Did he break up with her? Like what?
Broke
Did he
Of
join
course.
the what do you call it? Military after? No. So he's wow.
Nope.
How
He
did-
actually fell into a
Oh, no.
deep hole,
Oh, no.
Oh.
and then hit rock bottom.
Oh.
He was actually living while I was in the Marine Corps. He was living at my mom's house.
No
Yeah,
way.
because he
So
was,
you guys were super close. Like
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, he's in North Dakota now. He went to go work on an oil rig.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was it.
How does that feel for you? Like, this your best friend. You guys are like, bro, we're in it together, bro. And he's
That
like,
would
oh,
piss me
girl.
off,
Like,
man.
like
That-
that already pisses you off
Yeah.
in regular life. Right? Like, dude, bro, I haven't seen Johnny in 3 weeks. Like, yeah, you got a girlfriend. Like,
Yeah.
that's already lame.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you guys are making life decisions together.
Like your brothers at that point. Like you're trying to bond over like this super serious choice.
Yeah. Honestly, I was like shocked and blown away, but I was like, all right, dude.
You're like, that's
cool,
love,
I'm done.
man.
I'm ready to go. You know what I
Damn.
mean?
Yeah, so you
I
were
was
really
like-
lost. You were fired up to make
Yeah.
moves.
Yeah.
Well, so you should
and
be-
it'd been like months to
Yeah.
where I'm like, dude, I'm not working. I want to do this. You
I
know?
wanna do
And
this.
so
Okay.
now it's like, all right, fine. I don't have to worry about you holding me back.
Yeah.
I want to go. Do
I could
this,
dance.
you
I
know?
could do my thing. Okay, so then you
Free
do
bird.
decide to join, and then what happens? You did boot camp.
Yep. What do you mean?
It was like so they called you, said like now's your time. You're like, okay, yep, and
Yeah.
then
So
you go there.
you go stay at a hotel downtown.
Yeah.
Where all the recruits stay, and then first thing in the morning, you get on a bus to the airport. You get like shuttled through the airport or escorted through the airport. You get on a plane. You go down, and then hop on a bus. Pull up. We pull up really late, but you go to San Diego recruit depot,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's it. And you wait there, and then you get out that night, and you always arrive at night because the first night is an all-nighter.
Okay.
So you don't sleep the first night, and then the first full day, it's just a mess to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
sure.
so you get off the bus, and then you meet these psycho drill instructors that you've been like hearing about, you know.
and then it's one thing to experience. Let me ask you,
It's just like the movies. You get
were you-
out, you're
yeah.
like there's yellow footprints that you have
Yeah.
to stand on. You get yelled at. It's chaos. You just
Yeah.
do what you're told. It's a bunch of civilians together.
Yeah.
You take all your clothes off, sit in a chair. You get your hair buzzed. There's like bloody heads because
Yeah.
they're just like.
oh,
Yeah,
it's
that-
rough,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And now I see you
get
with all your hair.
numbers, written
Oh,
on your
oh, no.
arm. Yeah, like recruit numbers and stuff.
I was
You
gonna
get
say,
thrown, like
Yeah.
you shoot stuff.
Were you good at following instructions? Like, were you one of the people that like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure some people like misbehaved or like maybe talked back or
No,
whatever.
nobody.
No?
Well, yes, but not at first.
Okay.
Everyone's doing exactly what they're told. It's so much chaos that you're
Yeah.
just like screaming at the top of your lungs.
I think the
Yes,
U.S.
sir.
in particular, and it's part of our reason now that people are understanding from not only Vietnam and other wars, but especially recently, how people mentally and physically change over these wars and through the boot camps that happen in the U.S.
Yeah.
and how we don't adapt them back into our society very well, right? Because a lot of our homeless, a lot of people with substance problems, let alone PTSD and other issues, we're really good at getting people to buy in from day one. So I'm sure all that, the drawing on you, like that's embarrassing. Like
Yeah.
that's, as a 20-year-old, whatever. But some of those guys
In
might
a
have
way,
been.
it's kind of emasculating.
No,
too,
no,
right?
no. They're 100% beating you down,
Right,
and
right.
you know it kind
I
of going in.
get it, but also it's like maybe to like strip down like the ego and stuff. But like, so here's a question.
Well,
Yeah,
it's-
the real reason they do it is so that when you all
You
break
can
to
mold- you
platoons,
can mold
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
well, you know which you're like, okay,
Right, but-
platoon 1007.
But they could have given you a shirt or a hat.
Oh, yeah,
There's
yeah.
definitely reasons
right, right.
they
Here's-
turn
here's
you
a
into
question for
cattle. They turn you into cattle to
Well,
mentally
my-
break you. They do.
Yeah.
They do. I mean,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah, you're not allowed to refer to yourself as
As a
me,
person.
as me, my, I.
Yeah.
Third
It's all-
person.
It's all
Alan
disregarded.
Thrall. Oh,
No,
okay,
the psychological stuff is insane because
Yeah.
it is a big issue right now, especially currently, right? I mean, we've been at war for 17 years currently, a long war, a pretty brutal war that's still tucked under the rug. You know, I wasn't alive during Vietnam, so you don't know. But it sounds like during that time, America was being updated on what's going on.
Right.
Now, we don't know what's going on, but shit's going on every single day. And our guys are coming back, a lot of friends coming back, and they're not doing okay.
And they're not the same as before. Let me ask you this then, Alan, just to jump forward a little bit. you'll describe where you served and whatnot, but some of your comrades, some of your friends, have they experienced some of these symptoms of the kind of PTSD that you've seen, like after being discharged and whatnot?
Yes, somewhat. But I was I had a little bit different experience than what most people think, right? I did the presidential security and then bodyguard detail while I worked at Arlington Cemetery.
Yeah.
And so everyone around me did the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was never went to war.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a bunch of people that I associated with who went to war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But even
like so I was gonna say, like, I don't know if you follow up with them, but like from boot camp, like not everyone went to the same thing. You know, like you know.
You probably don't make a lot of best friends at boot camp. You're probably a little bit.
You don't have much time to socialize.
Yeah, you're just dicking around. But even just the boot camp process in general, I feel like with someone that's not mentally there or someone that's too young, you know, because you can go in at I think 17 and a half even, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that could be very traumatic. One reason I respect our military beyond belief. One is because I know I'm a sissy and I can never go through that. One, even just the boot camp part. Like I can't have someone treat me that way. I'll lash out. It's not in my personality to take. I can't stand the fact that they told you to do things just to tell you to do things.
Yeah.
You know, and even if you know that, you still have to do that. I can't do that.
What do you think train untamed means, bro?
Well, no, I 100%. No,
I'm
I'm just trying to show like my respect, and also
I
that mental issue is a serious issue going on in the world, and I have personal friends too that have come back and they're lack of a better term messed up.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you can get pretty far in the military doing what you're told because you have orders. You need you know what's expected of you, but then you get out of the military and you're like, damn, everything's on me. You know?
No one's
and
telling
so
what
people
to do.
like can't. People that can be good. That's what I liked.
Yeah.
But for a lot of other people, they're like lost. You know,
Yeah.
they're not being told to do, and so they're like, I don't know what the hell to do.
That
and then
structure
they just,
that they
start
have.
falling off. You know what I mean?
So, talk us through that. You told me a little bit about it. I know you made a video on it, but what you actually decided to do after boot camp.
So in boot camp, I was selected to do presidential security detail.
Oh, okay, you were selected.
So I was selected for it, yeah. And so the requirements were you had to be infantry, you had to be 0311.
Yeah.
You have to have a first class PFT is what it's called, physical fitness test.
Yeah.
A certain score.
Yeah.
You have to have a certain GT score, which is your ASVAB that you take, like the written test.
It's like their SAT kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've done some book learning then.
It's not that hard.
Okay.
What is it mostly? Like kind of logical stuff? Like Sally's
the
taller than
ASVAB?
Susie, and Susie's taller
they
than
have-
Jerry,
they
who's
have,
the tallest.
They have some chapters
Susie
of
hate
it
me.
that are like specific, like wood shop and like mechanics.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
But the majority of it is reading comprehension, mathematics, stuff like that.
Okay.
So to make sure that you're not.
So you're selected and you thought, like, yeah, why not? Like, because it is considered,
you're
would it
kind
not
of
be
like-
an honor to do? Because, like, that's like, yeah.
We call it voluntold in the
Okay.
military. It's volunteered, but they kind of tell you you're going to do it. And so that's kind of how I remember it. I honestly don't remember getting like sit there and think about it.
Yeah.
You're just like, sure. Like, as
But
soon
it was
as they
just
said
like I was in this room. It was like you were selected, and then the questions start immediately. To like if you've had certain things in your record, you're immediately sent out of the room.
Okay.
That would automatically disqualify.
Like
you.
in civilian life, like
Yeah,
like
a
criminal
DUI or
stuff.
something
Yeah, yeah.
like
Sure.
that.
Public
and,
masturbation.
And how many of you come from? How many of you your parents were not born in the U.S.
Oh,
Like,
Oh,
stuff
really?
like that, and you're gone.
dang, I'm
Yeah.
out.
Stuff like that.
We're out, bro.
You're who wasn't born in the U.S.?
My mom isn't from Argentina.
Mike, I forget that for you. It's like, I'm half Argentinian, Omar. I'm like, I'm sorry, Mike, I forgot. I just want to point out something quickly that Alan has in the video. You could see it. But here, you have like a rainbow on the right part of your beard.
They won't be
I just
able to
wanna-
see it.
Yeah, but you look majestic, bro. It's a sign.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got voluntold, which is like, I'm gonna go do it. What did your brother do when he served? What was his?
Yeah, he went in like after 9/11. So he was
Yeah,
off, infantry.
Off to the races.
Yeah, he went to Fallujah twice.
Okay.
He was in Syria, so he was in the shit.
Yeah.
Big time. Battle of Fallujah the whole time.
Yeah.
Wow. So he probably has insane stories.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What does he do currently, if you don't mind me asking?
He's a police officer.
Okay.
Works for the Sacramento
I
Sheriff's
might have met him then once at your gym.
Probably.
Yeah.
He wasn't the
has
dude that was in
three
your
of my
video
brothers.
recently. Yeah, who? Which was that brother that was in like your recent video?
The trippy like Halloween one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Who's
was one of my younger brothers. So
Oh,
I have
okay.
two that are Sacramento sheriffs, and then one that works for the Sacramento Police Department.
Oh,
Okay.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you're a fucking lifter. Bro.
And then you're just breaking the law.
That's funny.
That middle child.
But at least
oh,
I got
that middle child.
At least
where
I got
you
your back.
Yeah.
Feeling lost, not knowing what to do. Okay, so you got voluntold. What's the process then?
So at that point, you have to go through. You get like psychological tests.
Okay.
And then once they tell you that this is what you're gonna do, you have to go through a background check. So you get a Yankee White Cat 1 clearance, which is pretty damn high clearance. You're allowed to carry a weapon around the president.
Wow.
So you have to get that background check, which takes months.
Yeah.
They send people home to like talk to family, friends,
third
high school
ex-girlfriend.
teachers.
Yeah. Oh, you got to do research, obviously.
Yeah. So that takes months. So anyways, after boot camp, I went to Virginia, and you go to like security guard school. And then once I graduated that, I went to DC, and you stay there working at the barracks in DC, 8th and I.
Mm-hmm.
You work there as guard company until your clearance passed.
Okay.
And then once you're done with that, you either go to Camp David, White House Communications Agency, or there's a couple of Marines that go to the White House. Like they're the Marines that just stand at the door.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't carry a weapon.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then
Where'd you end up? What happened?
Camp David.
Yeah.
So I got selected to go to Camp David, which is a president's retreat outside of DC in Maryland, and it was pretty cool. And so I stayed there for probably about 2 years. And while I was going to what's called Corporal's Course back in DC, so I was at Camp David. I went to Corporal's Course in DC. I met the guide or the platoon leader of the body bear section.
Okay.
And he approached me, and long story short, asked if I wanted to be. He asked how much I could lift, pretty much like certain numbers, and asked
how much your bench,
if I
bro?
enjoy lift. Kind of, yeah.
Hey, man.
So he ran like a number of. You have to have a minimum to be a body bear.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like 250.
Okay.
So
solid.
So big dude in the Marine Corps, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Do you want to do the body bear thing?" And so I said, "Yeah." So we actually went down at lunch. He's like, "We're gonna break for lunch," and he's like, "Come to the gym." And so we went to the gym, and then I took the strength test right there. And he's like, "All right, you're ready. You can go to."
What were some of the lifts they made you do?
So you have to squat 315.
Okay.
Across the board, the minimum is 10. So squat 315 for 10.
Oh, that's cool.
And this isn't like
checking
YouTube.
depth.
Well, no, it is.
Oh, really?
But this isn't like when you think of that now, and you're like in YouTube.
Yeah. That means
you're like okay, that's nothing.
Yeah.
But to be like
No.
just a dude in the
I actually
Marine
think
Corps-
that's.
But yeah,
I thought it was overshot when you told me that.
But you weren't lifting on a regular basis before, right?
I was, yeah.
Oh, you
because
were.
I was at
Okay.
Camp David.
Oh,
That's
okay.
when I got into lifting.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because out of boot camp, I was 165 pounds.
Yeah, because I'm like,
I
I was
gained
thinking,
a lot of weight. And
I also was thinking like, Alan, how did you get so thick in the military? Like you're 250.
yeah.
but once you
Because I was on guard. duty.
Okay.
And once you get
So-
to your job, like you said, it's like an hour job. It's not like you're again waking up 4 a.m. every day
Right.
running.
Well, there were long ass hours, but it was.
Yeah, but you're working your job. You're not getting yelled at to
Right.
jog all day.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate
Yeah.
enough to be on shift work at Camp
Yeah.
David. So meaning there's a group of Marines working in the afternoon, the morning, the evening, sometimes day and night, just 2 shifts, 12-hour shifts, and so a lot of your PT was on your own.
Okay.
So whereas in the normal Marine Corps, we're all going to get up and we're going to PT together. So I didn't really have to do that, which was nice. So I lifted.
Okay, so you lifted. So 315 for 10.
So 315 for 10.
Yeah.
225 bench for 10.
Nice. Give me 4 or 5 for deadlifts.
Seated.
Oh.
135 behind the neck
Ooh.
for 10.
Yeah.
Has to go below your earlobes.
Yep.
And then a 115 curl for 10. Barbell
What?
That's
A
heavy.
curl? Yeah.
That's really
That's heavy.
How'd you do it, bro?
You
How
swing.
much?
Yeah, you
Oh,
swing
yeah.
a little
you-
bit.
you-
Swing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
A little
a
bit of
little
that
bit
hip
more
drive.
than you, right?
Okay.
Yeah, like hit the nipples, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely had to cheat that. They
At the curls.
yeah.
Yeah,
I had the legs. Dudes all had the arms.
How strict are they with that, or is it just that guy kind of like, he's strong enough, let's go?
No, strict.
Yeah.
Because I was in the Marine Corps, and so if they saw me like this dude's been lifting for a little while and he still can't do this, no. But if they go to recruit depots, different boot camps to check recruits.
From day one kind of deal.
Yeah. So if they're like, all right, this recruit is like 3 months into boot camp, I don't expect him to get this. Sometimes they do.
Sure.
But they look at it, and if it's like a big dude,
Yeah.
who's just like not eating a lot,
Yeah.
So he looked at you.
Like, all right, this guy can.
He's
This
like,
guy's got potential.
He's like, this is a thick man right here. I think
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
right for the job.
They
So
do. You
they checked you out. I like that.
Yeah, you get it.
select
Like
you.
I remember doing it in boot camp because I had to go stand out there. We all did, You know, and at the time I'm 165 pounds.
Yeah.
But they walk around and they like inspect you.
They're looking at you
like it's like a gladiator like looking for slaves. You know?
That's
slapping the legs.
Man,
like, you know.
talk about it. You hear about the NFL Combine like that. So they show all this stuff on ESPN, and they're like, oh, you got to jump this and bench press 225. What they don't talk about is one, the interview process. They're going back as far as girlfriends from 8th grade and whatever, making sure character checks. But then also like
the franchise.
Well, you're investing a lot of money in them. Are you going to take it on a dickhead? And then two, they're on stage like turning around in their undies, and everyone's just like, you know,
and the owner's like, I like
there's
that
30
one.
there's 30 recruits and coaches, just staring at your ass all day, like, it's got great hamstrings on him, like
specimen.
Fucking weird.
Sounds like something out of Get Out, the movie. Okay, so you passed the test, and then what was the process after that?
So then I went to what's called CDS, Ceremonial Drill School. Ceremonial Drill School was worse and harder than boot camp.
Really?
Yeah. It was
the physical or the mental, like what, or both?
Both.
Okay.
It was way more physically demanding.
Sure.
Than boot camp was.
That kind of makes sense if your job's to to be a body bearer. But then the mental aspect you said is also more intense. Like, wouldn't you by that point be kind of broken in? You know, by the military? No.
Yeah, it kind of depends because in CDS there's usually groups. You know, there's like 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 new Marines that are going to be potentially body bearers.
Sure.
There was like 2 whole months where I was the only one. So it was every body bearer just fucking with me every morning, dude, and it was shitty.
Yeah, rookie on the team.
You get treated like shit. So that was.
But normally it's dispersed. You're saying.
Yeah,
right.
So it's all concentrated.
And it's really really nerve wracking because in CDS when you learn everything they'll take you out on funerals to do funerals with them, and when you fuck up and you do on like little things, you're just like, oh my god. And boot camp is different because there's like 60 people in the 60
and it's
recruits.
against the drill instructors.
You know
These are your like comrades, right?
Right.
Are, like,
Exactly. And so when it's like 60 recruits and they're like down ups or whatever, get your dick in the dirt. It's like, we're all in this shit together.
Yeah, you're just on your own.
Just like 10 of them fucking with me.
Yeah, did you get beaten with like bars of soap at night or what?
No. But it sucked. It was way harder than boot camp.
How was the actual serve? Like, how many years did you serve in that role? Like, okay,
4 years in the military.
Okay.
I only did 1 year. It was my last year as a body bearer.
Well, so you were training, boot camp, and then the process of training to be ready to be a body bearer, and then it was 1 full year doing that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. What goes through your head? So you and I have talked just personally hanging out that you like being the process of being a body bearer and all the camaraderie and the actual job itself. That last year, I think it is. I don't know the percentage. Maybe you do of how many people re-sign or stay in the military. Because similar thing, like you said, like all right, well now I've already gone through the shit. Mm-hmm. Now I have a job. I'm sure you get a raise or a bonus or something for re-signing. Money's always involved with human decision in America. What goes through your head? Like all right, now I kind of found my flow. I like this job. I'm gonna head out of here and grow a beard.
I did like the job, but I hated the military. I loved it. I loved it for like first 2 years.
And then
totally
what happened?
ate it up.
Wow.
I don't know, man.
You don't like follow. I could say I don't know if it's a similar thing. For me, in order to follow instructions, I need to like respect the person or respect like the whole structure.
That's part of it.
Is that part of it? Yeah. Okay. I feel the same way.
There's so many things. I was so sick and tired of being told to do every day.
What do you think about this long hair, bro?
The
same thing. Yeah, go on.
I was sick and tired of being told to do by these like guys.
Incompetent. You felt you don't respect them as people because like you wouldn't do the same thing I'm doing, maybe type of thing.
Was there anyone that you came across in a kind of a leadership role that you're like, nah, that guy got there for a reason. Like I know he's been through this. He treated you well. Just because it's the same thing in sports. It's the same thing in personal training. It's the same thing on YouTube. You're like, that guy's a scumbag. Like, why am I going to listen to him? But like this, because there is Machiavelli and Omar's into this shit. Like you lead by fear or you lead by respect, and it may be a combo of both, or you lead by example. And I'm sure different methods can get you far in the military. They get you far in the corporate world. They get you far anywhere. But then certain ones end better with a legacy or a respect.
Yeah. The thing about the military is you can go up in rank for a long time by just being in the military.
Yeah.
So there are shitbags who
They
just
stuck
there's
it
just
out,
time,
yeah.
just keep going up.
I think that's the same.
And
The
so-
corporate world, right?
Yeah.
People end up with the
Right.
shit boss just because they've been there 30 years. Like, how that
Yeah, it's the
motherfucker get there?
same exact situation.
Yeah, no
Here-
talent.
So it was like, I'm done with this.
Here's a side question before we go into that whole process of deciding why you left. Do you follow or do you read through like military history at all, or like historical figures? Do you
Not so
have like
much
any?
now.
Yeah, in
But
general,
at the
like in the
time.
past, or
Yeah,
because I actually like reading a lot of like ancient military history. And so like you.
me not so much.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Well, just say it, yeah.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
like the Second Punic War, Hannibal Barca is like probably my favorite military hero. Like reading about the genius of like leadership or the military plans, the tactics they use. I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
Actually, I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
like that stuff. He nearly brought Rome to its heels with just like crossing. He crossed the Pyrenees, like the Alps. With like an elephant and stuff, like just insane shit. Like built his own army out of Spain.
And he was known
all
for
mercenaries.
And he was known for
And I-
leading with respect, or what?
So
What's
he
the tie-in?
he was right front and center. So basically, one of his tactics he used was the pincer tactic. So like he would have a straight line, and then he would make it thin and weak in the middle. He would lead from the middle, and what would happen is they would slowly start to retreat.
You mean by
off
him
front.
personally, or like his power?
No,
moves?
him and personally with his like loyal guards.
Yeah.
Would lead front and center, and then they would retreat back. And what would happen? It would form a U, and then everyone would pour in. So what do you call it? A canaille, where it was like the most amount of people killed in a battle ever up until that time. Like I think 60,000.
I've seen the movie
Romans.
300, buddy. Don't bring
Oh
this
no,
bullshit.
that's just that's some embellished
I know
bullshit.
Gerard Butler.
So they retreat. It forms into a U, and then he brings his cavalry from behind, and
A flanker.
it closes into a circle. So their cavalry will chase the Romans away. They close it behind and forms a circle, and then it just becomes a slaughter. Was one of his things.
So that gets a lot of people joining the military because they have these like heroic stories, right?
Hannibal.
Yeah, of course.
And then like
'Cause you don't
year
ta-
in, they're
Yeah.
they're literally like scrubbing toilets.
'Cause
all
no-
day,
Oh,
you know?
absolutely. Yeah, I wasn't trying to go up, but
No, no, no,
I
no.
I like
They,
tactics
fantasize
thinking.
it and then they get
Yeah.
pissed
Well,
off.
it's the
because
same
it's
thing.
not-
Fucking Saving Private Ryan and whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
like
Watch
those
Hollywood
stories.
movies.
Yeah, those stories are obviously what people think about. You don't think about the day to day. You don't think about the
Right.
push-ups. You don't think about getting yelled at. You don't think
Yeah.
about getting your skin colored on. You know, you don't think about
Yeah.
getting woken up for no reason.
Do you
Yeah.
think it's inaccurate the perception that's displayed maybe in America for those that want to join the military? Where you said like, you know what I mean? When you said like, you're like after a while, like I was out. Like
I think that's just the media everywhere.
yeah, like
Yeah, no, experiences vary. There are
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
people who have got the full,
Yeah.
I guess, fantasy, you know, that
Yeah.
people want, or the full experience
sure.
of being in the military.
But how
My
much-
brother's one
In
of them.
Top Gun,
Yeah,
super
but how
hot
much-
instructor babe.
But how much of that is positive? Like maybe your brother
Right.
likes his past because he obviously served our country and thank him, but
Yeah.
doesn't mean he doesn't say like that fucking sucked,
Right.
like that was hell on
Oh, yeah.
earth. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
There are a few
I
people
doubt.
we know, like even in fitness, like served and like told us like stories.
Yeah, no, I've
The biggest thing
I have
people
tons
take
of
away from
friends.
that is the bonds with
Yeah.
other people, like being
Yeah.
the lowest
Yeah.
I've ever been with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Well, and hopefully a respect for themselves because they have gone through things that
Yeah.
98% of America just won't and can't. But the truth is, you know, I doubt it's like a movie where you come back and you bang the hot chick and everyone's drinking beers and stoked. Like,
Yeah.
like no, like these people,
Yeah,
like we
John
talked about
Hammond.
earlier, like have real fucking issues.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
playing football with gas hoses or whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Sorry, like,
this never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, okay, so 4 years, and then your option was to like re-enlist at that point, but you decided for multiple reasons to not.
I decided that there was no amount of money in the entire
Wow,
world.
that's when you know you decided.
No amount of money.
Yeah.
We'd always joke about it too.
Yeah.
They'd be
Yeah.
like,
What
yeah,
is it?
Right, $1 trillion.
yeah.
Nope,
No.
not even anything.
Yeah.
A free man, free of your own. I love so, but you have no regrets about joining, serving the whole process.
No,
It was-
absolutely not.
yeah, but it was
because I figured out that I figured out that this is what I want to do
right,
in the military because I was in those circumstances.
right.
And who knows, I'd be in a kitchen.
Yes.
You know what
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean?
Hating life.
So
Souffles, bro. So I was gonna say for you, okay. So you decided not to re-enlist, but did you know what you wanted to do? Like,
Oh,
did-
yeah.
Okay, and then when did that kernel form?
Probably while I was still at Camp David when I got into lifting again. So I got into because I originally lifted in high school, stopped lifting, did long distance running,
Yeah.
and then when I was in the military, I met
Regretted it.
yeah.
Born
Well,
to Run. Read the book.
the,
loved it.
Yeah, I
Have you read
no,
that book?
No, Confessions of an All-Night Runner.
Okay.
Dean Karnassus. He's a
no.
really well-known ultramarathoner.
I thought-
But I
I
got
thought-
off on that stuff.
I thought you were just gonna say quickly when you decided that maybe training and lifting was for you is when they checked you out for like to be a body bearer and they're like hey man, nice thighs. You're like maybe there's a future here. Yeah.
Or they're like, this guy's scrap. Get him out of here.
I'll show
Yeah.
you.
Show you wrong.
I'll show
Okay,
you
yeah,
next
so-
time I'm naked
yeah,
in front of you.
So so when you decided, you're like, okay, back to when you're like, I want to do training or I want to kind of do something with lifting.
Yeah, I got back into it, and it was the same kind of thing that that when I wanted to join culinary school, and I was like, this is all I like doing is cooking.
Right.
Other than running.
Yeah.
I was like, this is all I care. I was obsessed with lifting.
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted to do. Weekends, I loved it because I could just lift, you know what I mean? And so anyways, I just fell in love with lifting again. And then that was when I started having access to the internet.
Sure.
And so I would find, I found Elliot Hulse.
Okay. Yeah. Strength camp.
Chandler Marchman.
I don't know who that is.
He's the Swole Patrol guy. I don't know if he's not, his channel's not very big now, but at the time.
That's not that muscle-bound meathead guy. Do you know who I'm referencing, Alan?
Yep.
Okay, go
on. Zach Evanesh.
Right.
Yeah.
Zach's
And
cool.
so anyways, so I was watching that
Zach.
stuff.
Yeah.
And that was the first time that that's the first time I'd ever seen lifting that wasn't in like a commercial gym.
Sure.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Like
And I
strength
was
and
this is
conditioning.
Badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like 2010 maybe, something like that?
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
okay.
And my buddy who got me into lifting again, he made a Atlas stone. I actually just made a video about this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Throwback Thursday video.
Yeah.
He made an Atlas stone behind a building, like on base. He just mixed up some cement and
awesome. Yeah.
in a bucket.
Yeah.
And he made an Atlas stone. And so we would use that sometimes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the gym was secured. We'd be punished and they'd be like, you guys can't go to the gym. You can go run if you want to work out.
Yeah.
So my roommate and I would go to behind another building on base, and they had, because we were like locked on base, couldn't leave, and they had an old tractor tire.
Okay.
And they had a segment of a telephone pole, and so we would work
Just doing
out with
Highland
stuff.
games
Like
and shit.
curls,
Yeah.
throw it
We'd
overhead,
we'd
toss
like,
it.
it was super, super heavy, but
Yeah.
we'd like get it up onto our backs and like squat it, and then we'd try to do like a lunge with it, and then we'd do just crazy shit. We'd be like, all right, we've got,
You're the original functional fitness bro.
yeah, really, and we do like this tire. We'd be like, let's do 100 flips, and
Yeah.
we'd just be like rub off on the tire, you know. But anyway, so I got into to strongman training, I guess you
Sure.
could call it. And then
I guess you could call it that.
Yeah. And I saw like Zach Evanesh and Elliot
Mhm.
Hulse doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
And so basically, I was like obsessed with watching their stuff.
Sure.
It's the first time I'd ever followed anyone or watched anything on the internet.
I think the first time maybe I saw you still had a strength camp wristband or maybe yeah.
I went to a Yo Elliott seminar.
Oh, here in California or
Nope. When I was in DC, I took a train to New York to go.
wow.
His very first Yo Elliott seminar.
Wait, so that would be actually around 2013, right? Or no? Or 2014?
Probably I got out in 2013, so it was
Okay.
probably 2012.
Oh, 2012. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, anyways, I was like, dude, this is so cool that they're doing this. I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I was like, well, why not? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Why
I
not
knew
me?
exactly. It sounds cliche, but it's
No,
the truth.
I think you need to have that
Yeah.
belief. Yeah.
When I got out, I knew when I was going to get out. One, I had a little bit of money saved up.
Okay.
I'd had no bills. I had like a
Yeah,
$50 phone bill.
I was gonna say,
didn't
what are
have-
like expenses like that? Because you're getting paid like a normal job in the military, but like, are they housing you when you're?
Yeah, so you don't pay rent.
You pay
yeah,
nothing.
but that's
right?
not everybody. That's just your.
Well, if you're married, you collect BAH, which is basic housing allowance.
Yeah.
And so you can, so you get like $1,500 a month.
Yeah, because a
if
lot
you're
of people
married,
live
and
off
you live
base.
off
Yeah,
But I didn't. I lived on base. I ate at the chow hall.
Okay.
and that's
I
free.
had like a $50 phone bill, and that was like the last year. Before
Yeah.
that, I didn't even have a phone bill.
Yeah.
I had nothing. You don't pay insurance.
So you
Yeah.
collected like over 4 years, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I saved all that money up.
Yeah.
And so I knew when I was getting out, I was like, I don't have a wife, I don't have kids, I don't have a mortgage.
Yeah.
Not that you know of.
Any bills. Yeah. And
Uh-oh.
so I was like, I'm gonna go for it.
Okay, and then did you have kind of, so we're talking about that, like authority or like respect or like maybe trying to stick true to yourself. Were you already forming the whole concept of like training Untamed at that point, or was it just still floating in your head? Did you open your gym and that came later, or it came right at the same time? Like what's going on?
Not at the same time, but it was before I got out.
Okay.
Because once you start getting out, everyone always asks, hey, Thrall, what are you going to do when you get out?
Yeah.
And I remember one time, you have to go to the colonel of the base, of the company,
Yeah.
or the 8th and I. So you have to go to the colonel, everyone who's getting out, everyone who's EASing, end of active service. And you have to sit in this round table. And you have to, and he talks and gives a spiel about how to do this and that when you get out. And, so he's going around to everyone, and he's asking, what's your plan? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are
And
most
then-
of those answers?
Most of them are like, I'm going to go try for Secret Service, or like, I'm going to go, the majority of them are, I'm going to go to school with my
Okay.
GI Bill,
Sure.
or I'm going to do
Yeah.
this, I'm going to be a police officer in my hometown. and nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
That's what all the answers
Yeah,
are.
yeah. I figured there's probably a theme somewhere.
Did someone say I'm going to Disneyland?
Yeah.
Or no, I'm going to Disneyland.
I'm gonna go smoke tons of weed.
Man, fuck authority. He's like,
Yeah, really.
he's like, what did you just?
Yeah, never. It's so tense and tight.
Oh no,
You
someone's
never
thinking
say
of.
that. You're like, fuck, we were so close to getting
Yeah,
out.
yeah. You don't want more. You don't want more
He's like, you're
burpees.
stuck 6 more years here.
Yeah. Gavel. But then it got to me. And
Right.
I was like, I know I'm gonna do it, so I might as well say it. You know, I was like, I'm gonna open my own gym.
Oh, okay.
And oh, shit,
Oh no,
he was
he,
just
that, what was? He
oh
didn't-
no, he was
didn't
just
approve?
like, you're gonna do what?
What?
I said, no, not supportive at all. Total.
Why? Why?
But you
That's a-
don't need an
yeah.
approol. This isn't
Yeah.
like a.
No, you
But
don't.
he's that-
Yeah,
but
he's
you
just
don't-
judging you.
It's just a
I don't
very-
get
He's
why-
just being a
why.
dick
It's like
judging
that's
you.
Yeah,
You're an entrepreneur. You're trying to create your own business. Like it's physical
I think-
fitness.
I
Like
think-
I don't.
You're
I
gonna
think
crash and burn.
I was gonna say
Stupid.
entrepreneur is opposite spectrum to infantry in the military.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
Sure.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know about other countries, but here for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all he said was, better think of your plan.
Yeah.
And then like next person.
What-
And I remember
Whoa.
I also got made fun of. It's looking back on it, you guys are gonna think it's probably a funny joke, stupid.
What?
But I was pissed.
What?
You have to go to a transition period for it's like classes for everyone getting out of the military.
Sure.
It's for I don't know a month. You have to go to maybe less than that, but you have to go to these classes to learn. It's like pretty much like you do mock job interviews.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's kind of
so-
cool.
Oh, and then
yeah.
they tell you what you should do or what?
Well,
Or
no,
what's
not
that-
necessarily.
what's
what
Yeah,
you
it's
do,
just
but like-
practice.
but like, what do you want
Yeah.
to do? It's like
Yeah.
how to kind of get back into the civilian, and the whole class is like just some civilian, you know, like
Yeah.
teaching the class. It's not military, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're like, if you want to ask something, just ask something. You don't have to ask for permission. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah.
go to the bathroom, just go. You know, everyone's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, but junior colleges have programs and stuff like that.
Right,
so,
yeah. And the guy like gets to me, what do you want to do? And I said, I'm going to open a warehouse gym.
Right.
And he goes, a warehouse gym? What is that? A place where other warehouses go to work out?
Like is it this like?
And you just said,
And you
"Fuck
said,
you."
yo, so
No,
two
I just
times.
well the thing is I didn't really know
Bro.
I didn't know the answers to anyone's questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, I'm gonna figure the fuck out. You know what I mean?
That would make me mad too.
Yeah.
I was feeling like maybe a Brad Pitt line from Inglourious Basterds. Was like "fuck you" is what you say like in response.
No,
to
dude, I was just like,
You civilian
I'm
scum.
I'm
Yeah.
so close to getting out, so I'm not gonna do anything. But
Right.
I mean, even if I did do something,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wouldn't- I
But-
just didn't want to step.
but
on
in
your
your
toes,
head-
you know? Yeah, I'm like, I'm so done with this. I'm so
Yeah, okay.
sick of this.
Yeah,
you
it's just
know?
like almost like reaffirmed in your head.
Yeah.
And
so
so
I really wanted to just show people.
Yeah.
And I remember one guy, one of the body bears gave me a lot of shit for it too, because I was the smallest body bear in the section.
Really?
And I could out squat all of them.
Create a little bit of jealousy
but
amongst
dude,
them.
These
What,
dudes
they can
were
bench. Probably
these
they're
dudes,
bench
these
pros.
dudes were benching 405 for 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
But
here I
they're
am,
squatting
like
what,
315.
Yeah, but you're also like you're squatting like 365. Was that at that time when you did 20, or was that
Yeah,
after?
365 for 20.
Yeah, so they couldn't like touch you when it comes to yeah.
Right, but they didn't care about that.
Yeah.
Because and
That's
it
amazing.
kind of makes sense because when you are carrying a casket,
It's upper
head
body.
height,
Yeah.
it does take a lot of arm strength. So
Yeah.
with my
But
we're
thick
like
thighs
16-inch
save lives, bro.
arms, and
Yeah.
these dudes had 21-inch arms.
Yeah.
There's just so much shit talking.
Yeah.
There were a lot of them that were just total bros.
Yeah.
Juicing, I was one of the few that didn't.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, you know. But anyways,
So this
How much-
all built up.
How much of that do you think is going on at like boot camps and other things?
Where did they
nothing,
get?
nothing boot camp?
Yeah,
No,
where,
Yeah.
so
no,
where,
nothing.
so where did they get the drugs if they're like?
We were
Well,
in
after
DC.
boot camp, you're
Oh,
like,
and so, yeah, you get
This is
charged
after
for like.
boot
Oh,
camp. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but how many Captain Americas are running out there running some trend?
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
there's a lot in the military,
Yeah.
dude. There was a bust when I went into the
bust?
section. Yeah,
Yeah.
by the why is it? I'm losing the name right now.
Like
NCIS.
Okay.
The body bears were they originally got on them because they were selling weapons.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
out
this-
of the barracks.
No, that's
Yeah.
gotta be like punishable. Like
That's
that's
gotta be
so
like prison for
unacceptable.
life.
Yeah.
There were guys that went to the brig.
Yeah, yeah,
some
that's
military
that's
prison.
bad.
Yeah.
But during that whole
Guys,
there
you
was
knew?
like two. Yeah, they were in
Oh
the
my
section,
God.
and there was like two guys that they were looking at.
Yeah.
And while they were like tapping all their phones,
Mm-hmm.
they realized, holy shit, these guys deal a lot of steroids. And so there was a huge bust. where
Dude,
everyone
weapons
came
and
in.
drug bust.
People are like, when they were coming up and going through rooms, people were throwing throwing their
Down the
steroids
toilet.
in the toilets and trying to flush them.
Meanwhile,
Just chaos.
Meanwhile, Alan's just trying to make souffles and squat 315 for reps, and they're
Yeah.
like taking steroids. And
Are
like,
you getting
and selling
investigated
weapons.
or anything? Like, are you?
No, this was like right when I went there, so I was like in training.
You're the new guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, that's scary as shit.
yeah.
Dude, so I see. I think really with this podcast right here, we're getting the full kind of story of what made you like maybe what you're disgruntled a little bit by, like what made you. It's like okay, I want to open up a gym, but also what it means to you because that whole I totally get the concept of train untamed.
Yeah.
But so did you have that phrase in your head, or was it that concept when you got out of the military, or was it already like train untamed and then let's open a gym?
Yeah, so it was while I was still in the Marine Corps, I had one buddy that I would talk to about like what I plan on doing.
One guy that wasn't making fun of you.
Yeah, one guy that listened, you know. And so we had kind of like tried to think of a word that was similar to Untamed without having Untamed yet.
Okay.
Because originally it was Untamed Strength. It wasn't Train Untamed yet.
Oh, okay.
So we were trying to think of something, and I said I want it to be a strength gym, a strength training gym. So I want strength to be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And then it was pretty much like I told him I was like I want a beard and I want a ponytail.
Nice.
And,
Do you have long hair before you joined the military or no?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that throwback.
I saw your
Thursday
clip,
from high school football. You look like fucking. I think
bleached blonde.
I think
spiky
Dan.
hair.
I think Dan Storniello, Fat Dan from Super Training, commented on there about.
I didn't see it.
He knew the name, which I was impressed about, but like the linebacker from Little Giants. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
You look like just
That's
like the
funny.
bully from like an
the
8th grade
big neck
football.
roll.
Yeah, you're way too big. Like
Scratched
like
up.
that kid
Now
can't be
Thrall.
14, and he's just fucking plugging us.
But no, I never had long hair.
Okay.
But I was just really attracted to, honestly, just being in charge of every aspect of my life.
I totally get that.
And so that's where we like come back and forth.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that my buddy Paul was the one who came up with Untamed.
Okay.
And so we're like Untamed Strength.
I hope you
Yeah.
guys are just paying him monthly now.
Really.
Yeah.
And,
No, I think it's a great phrase though.
Yeah. So that's what we went with. And then I can actually check on my phone the first video I ever made. I think that just came.
What year would that be?
No. I told my brother actually. This would be. I got out in 2013.
Okay.
So I didn't start the gym immediately after.
Okay.
It was like I got out in March. I started in Open Doors in September.
Oh wow.
So in that meantime, I was actually working at Cattleman's Steakhouse
Okay.
as a busser.
Oh wow.
That place ain't bad. You
Eventually
can get a good
got-
steak there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture Alan just serving.
Eventually,
People are
yeah.
like, taking the plates. Oh, like I can't.
Eventually got fired from there because
Nice.
I refused to shave my beard.
Oh, that's right.
Nice.
But
and you
before-
yelled Untamed Strength as you left.
But
Drop the plate.
Before I forget, the very first video, because I had watched Elliot
Elliot.
Holmes
Yeah.
and Zach Emanesh, and
Was-
I saw their YouTube videos. So I
Was like a straight
we gotta make
copy of
videos.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, was
so-
that part of the plan as you're
So
getting
yeah,
out?
I knew I had to make videos, but I didn't. At the time, I wasn't making like instructional videos. It was just like videos of the gym or
Yeah.
workouts and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, but that didn't do well at all.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I was like, I need to get a camera. So I went into Best Buy, bought some shitty camera.
Nice.
It worked. So,
Yeah.
and funny is, it was probably like 2 years of doing YouTube
Yeah.
that I it wasn't until I met David.
Yeah.
Who does my website?
Yeah. Great dude.
Who was like, dude, you don't have to upload in 480p. I didn't even know how to upload.
You got to upload
better
beyond
than
that.
that.
But I actually think, just quickly, I think people get it twisted. There has been a transformation in the last 2 years towards like quality when it comes to YouTube fitness. But it's almost like a smokescreen, I feel, with a lot of channels. It's to disguise the lack of movement or meaning. Oftentimes, behind the video, it's like content first, then you can upgrade the camera. Like I remember, I was actually not at all surprised, but when I saw you a year ago, like just the camera you're using totally works. But like you asked me, it's like, oh, it's not like a Canon, like whatever, like 7D, bro. Like what do you explain? You're like, I don't know. Like I'm focused on trying to like make content. You know?
And I actually, my first How to Squat video had over 1 million views.
Yeah.
Before I even started uploading in 480p.
Yeah.
And it's like Casey Neistat says, you have to have a story,
Of course.
and then production of the story
Yeah.
before you.
Well,
worry about
that's every platform ever. Like how many movies are out there right now with the dopest CGI,
Low budget
and they're the
film.
worst they're the worst movie ever,
Yeah.
or a low budget film that's
Office
amazing.
Space.
There's
Such
nothing,
a good movie,
and it's
but-
such crap.
Yeah.
And like the most expensive thing was that
Independent movie.
computer they busted in the
Yeah.
field.
Like,
Like
was the budget? I was just gonna say, I do want to get not right now, but in the future, I want to talk about artistic Alan. What people don't know is that I could like just from working with you for those 2 videos where we're like riffing off of each other, I could tell you dig the like creation process, the conceptualizing like skits and all those things that go into it. And I think it reflects like in the content you make. But let's back up here for a second. Training Untamed with your gym. You opened up. It took you like 6 months, would it be, from when you got discharged to finally open up your gym?
Yep.
And what was your plan? Like you referenced Elliot, so he had the whole, I forget what you'd call it, like a warehouse gym style. Like, did you buy any of his like products or anything like that? Like,
Yeah, I took his. I forgot how long it was, but it was he had a open your own gym course.
Yeah.
And it was one of those courses where I understand it now, but at the time it was like it was like $19.99 to sign up for this course. But then it enrolls you, like automatically.
Yeah.
And you're like,
oh. But I was. He always got me. I'm like, oh, I can't pay that. I'm opening a gym. But then I'm like, I can't cancel because I gotta see what the next course is.
Yeah.
So it'd like bill you and then course.
Yeah.
But anyways, I took his course, which was helpful.
Yeah.
A lot of it was kind of. It's really biased because it's his experience.
Right.
Of course.
But a lot of it was like creating your brand, or the biggest takeaway that I'm looking back on it is, figure out what you do well and just do that to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't be the CrossFit strongman, Pilates,
Right,
yoga
which
gym.
was I still kind of did.
Yeah.
Which
I took
for
a yoga
while.
class there. It was weird, bro.
Yeah, when I first said this is Untamed. It's like train Untamed. Okay, so you opened up the gym 2013. What's your plan? Like you had like the idea, like okay, I need this many members to make like profit. Like did you have
totally irresponsible. I
Sweet.
didn't have any personal training experience.
I
didn't have any clients where I was like, hey, I'm opening this gym, come with me.
Yeah.
I didn't have any business experience. I never had schooling for business.
Yeah.
Totally just I'm gonna do this and figure it out.
Love it.
And so I was training at California Family Fitness, a local commercial gym here.
Okay.
Which one?
I used to train at the one on
Fair Oaks?
Greenback.
Oh, that's too far
Kind of
away.
like Orangeville.
Yeah, I've been there.
I never went to the Fair Oaks one.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
where I
either
went.
there or I'd go to the one on Sunrise. But one time I was in the one.
That's why we
in
never saw each
Rockland.
other, bro.
Yeah, I was at the one in Rockland, and I was deadlifting, warming up. I was deadlifting 185 pounds.
Nice.
Warming up.
Crushing
Yeah.
it.
185.
And they walked over to you.
Yep. And the first guy walks over to me and says, "You need to stop deadlifting." And I said, "Bro," I said, "I'm not gonna stop deadlifting.
Yeah.
I'll be quiet.
Can't stop,
and
won't
he,
stop.
And he was like, and this is me like rebellious out of the Marine Corps. Like,
Yeah. Fuck you, bro.
Show me what
Yeah.
to do. And,
Civilian scum.
So this is what he suggests. You can, we have those yoga mats.
Yeah,
you
you
can
put it
stack
on.
the yoga
Yeah.
mats. And I'm like, I'm not going to stand on some squishy yoga mats and deadlift. And I just said, okay, I'll be quiet. And he's like, okay. So he leaves, put my headphones in, and then they send a big dude over who
Yeah.
works there. And he starts small talk. He's like, hey bro, you play ball? You
Yeah.
got some big legs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Take
dude,
your
I
clothes
don't.
off. Let
What's
me
up?
analyze some hamstrings. And he just punched him out. He said, boy, I've been through this. I'm fucking out of here.
PTSD from when they were looking at me like
Stop
cattle.
looking at me. Stop pinching my glutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting so far off on tangent. But he said, "Hey,
Welcome
we got
to our world."
Numerous complaints that your noise and you're rattling the entire building.
Causing a ruckus.
185 pounds, rattling the entire building.
Who's messaging
And,
you, Alan?
Caitlin.
Okay. Fiance, go on.
And so, anyways,
Did you
I
tell,
left.
did
I
you
left
tell
and I
her, by
said-
the way, Alan, like if it's going stealth, this podcast, like just message me and like if I need to get there's an emergency,
safe-
guys.
safe word.
Yeah, it's a bad date. It's a bad
Pineapple.
date, friend.
Okay. So,
And so I leave there. I go straight home. I get on the computer and I buy some equipment from Rogue.
Sweet.
And so I start training in my garage.
Nice.
I start acquiring a little bit of equipment. That summer, I actually got the opportunity to work with my old high school, the football team.
Cool.
I knew the coach there. I was like, "Who's doing your strength and conditioning?" And he's like, "No one."
Let's hire this kid out of the military that has no clue what he's doing. Come on in, bro.
Come on, it was a bunch
Yeah.
of fat, like
Yeah.
old guys.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, sounds good. So I worked with them,
Yeah.
and I bought a little bit of strongman equipment to work with them that summer. And then I had a little bit of equipment stored up.
Yeah.
And the person I was rooming with, the guy that I was renting a room from, he was a commercial real estate agent.
Okay.
So I was like, "John, I need a warehouse."
Yeah.
And I was looking on Craigslist too. Like,
Yeah.
He just looked. that's
Sketch
all it was.
warehouses on Craigslist. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's driving me around one day looking for. I got this list of warehouses to go check them out. We
Yeah.
were meeting a couple landlords, and then eventually we found one that was.
Was that the place I went to last year? The same place
no,
or
it
no?
was the first-
Okay.
that was the
Okay.
second place.
Yeah, the
Oh,
first
okay.
place was
was
tiny.
way worse. than the
Really?
second.
It was tiny.
I like the. What I liked is you had
It's
like
like
that.
a dungeon.
Yeah,
like
you-
blue, no mirrors. I'm sorry, no windows.
The walls were like brick.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just like a cement
I liked it.
building. Yeah.
Oh wait, the second place?
No, the first.
The blue,
Oh, okay.
the blue place. No, that was the.
Where'd I
second-
go to?
The one with the blue. You came one time
For the
to take
strongman
pictures.
competition. Oh. Which one was did you run a bunch of
Where
short?
Bobby competed?
Yeah.
That was the first one.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one. I
So
like
that was
one.
the first
Yeah,
one.
the first
Okay.
one's the best.
You went to the second one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I only
do
like the
that
first one
The
once, or
loft
the
was
second one.
kind of fun because like they just have like a second like kind of mini
Yeah,
floor, but there's like
loft.
nothing. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, you go up there and stretch or something.
No,
Yeah.
the first one was fucking dope.
yeah.
It was.
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you.
it was.
Yeah. Okay. So you started. You're putting out some of that their YouTube content. Do you have a master plan, like what you wanted to do, or you kind of just kept stumbling forward?
No,
Like
it's a recurring theme that I just like do stuff and then figure out. What
Yeah.
works
yeah,
and doesn't.
fail forward.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think that's bad
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
But what did so you decided to call the gym Untamed Strength?
Yep.
What does that mean to you though? Just explain to people that don't quite like they're getting the picture, but like if someone said, "Hey, bro, cool shirt," what's it mean? Or like, what's Train Untamed mean to you?
Yeah, I don't talk
Anyone.
talk very much. I'd probably be like, yeah, it's just gym name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the idea of it originally
Yeah.
was it'll be a place where there's no rules. You can use chalk. You can slam bars.
Yeah.
You can scream and yell. Nobody's gonna tell you what not to do. And that was kind of the idea behind it at first.
Sure.
No, he has rules all over the place. It says turn the lights off
Yeah,
before
because
you
when
leave.
people started breaking shit, breaking windows,
People are getting
putting holes
hammered.
in the walls.
They're getting hammered in the corner.
Yeah, leaving fucking banana peels on the bench. All right, you guys are way too untamed.
Yeah.
Shitting in
Shit in the trash can. That's a true story. So,
Oh, wait, so
yeah.
wait, we gotta back up for a second because I was gonna say you became what you hated, which is like you must follow now the rules.
Yeah.
So who?
Yeah, he frisks me down every time
yeah,
before I come in.
who
He
the
just
fuck-
fucking
Metal
yells at me.
detector?
I,
What is this?
I had only a positive experience. Who the fuck took a shit inside your trash can? I
There's
need that
some-
story. We thought there wasn't gonna be a poop story.
No,
Guess
that's
what?
the
There is a
best.
poop story.
I'm not gonna.
Don't say the name, but his name.
No,
was,
don't say anything. Yeah,
His
just
name
say
was
a
Derek.
member. A member.
Yeah. So.
Are they part of the
Yeah, it
gym
is.
still? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, yeah. Because
What?
it was never. It was never proven, but
I'm sorry, bro.
100% sure.
But what happened?
I had to
why
go.
are you gonna take a shit in a trash can?
There were
That's so-
turds. There were turds, logs, human logs.
but why instead of the
In the-
washroom? I don't
on
get
top.
it.
It was a trash can in the
On top.
washroom. That's
it was,
the best
It
part.
was in there. It was in the bathroom.
That's that's fucked up.
And just on top of the
That's
paper
so
towels,
disgusting.
like in the
Oh, that's
trash
so
can.
disgusting.
And it became like at first it was like kind of a joke, like who the fuck?
Yeah, did a homeless man
took a
break in
turd?
here?
Yeah. But it started happening over and over.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Why are you so
and
calm about this?
So what was happening was it was happening at night when this one particular member would come in. There was a big close group of guys who've been at Untamed Strength for a long time.
Okay.
They would always be at the gym at night, right? This new member starts coming in. All of a sudden, there's turds in the trash can. So
Sure.
they're like, "Yo, Alan, this dude is taking a shit in it," and it became a huge problem. Well, it was a problem. But,
Of course, it's a problem.
uh,
I'm kicking that dude out as soon as there's a
there
piece
was,
of shit
uh,
in the garbage can.
But I mean, like, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna go up to someone and be like, "Hey, don't shit in my trash can."
No, you
because
have
then
to
he's
say-
gonna be like, "There's no way of me proving."
Yeah.
it."
No.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
then I could like throw everyone under the bus
Yeah.
and say it wasn't them. I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
This
You
is
never
Train
know
Untamed. You gotta let the guy fucking be.
He's
Yeah.
trying to train
got-
that.
yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm paleo. I can shit
And
wherever I want.
I firmly believe. I don't know
if it was actually him.
No.
Oh,
I guarantee it was him.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. I don't do a background check on my members.
Yeah, of
you know what I
course.
mean? I don't know everyone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of members.
But it
I give
happened
the
more
key,
than once,
and I
right,
don't-
Alan?
Yes, but what I'm saying is, I'm not going to assume everyone's situation. So I'm not gonna. Not that it was okay by any means.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
get it,
cross
I
no
get it.
judgment. You're a good guy.
I don't want
Good
that
guy,
dude,
Alan.
I don't want that dude coming to the gym and shooting us all up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
Does he still go to the gym?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you
but
talking
here,
about?
Listen. So.
Is he listening to this podcast?
So I don't know. I don't, what,
I guarantee it. If he takes shits inside
And
trash
so-
cans, he's listening to this
well,
podcast.
okay, he deserves to,
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
it if he's
Yeah,
doing
he doesn't
that.
have his name.
Yeah.
We're all fine.
But so anyways, so I sent him a text only.
Is it
Saying-
Punch Nugget? That's what I
No,
want.
it's
That's
not.
a John.
No, heck no. But
He's a
it
good
was.
kid.
I sent it to him saying that I sent it to everyone, and I was like, "Hey, dude, serious situation. I know this sounds like a joke. There's someone is taking a dump in the trash can on the floor. Right.
Right.
That's where I saw that, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, game over.
"Fucker, dude."
Yeah.
In the trash can on the floor. It's happened multiple times, and I said, if you know anything about it, say something. And I said, to them, and I said, I'm just going around making sure. I don't want to know who's doing it. I'm
Right.
just telling everyone if it's you, stop.
Right.
It's disrespectful. And he said, even his responses were like really weird. He was like asking questions about it afterwards. And I'm like,
What
dude,
shape was it?
I was like, dude, there's shit, human shit.
Was it
on-
green?
in the
Was it
trash
green or
can.
was it mine?
Yeah.
So I was gonna say I want to press you not about that, but about another question then, because Alan, I just went yesterday to your new facility, beautiful, love it.
Thanks.
I just want to know why in the washroom there's a chair. Like why the fuck is someone
Because-
supposed to like wash?
Distract
your-
me from shitting in the trash can.
It's a lot of people ask that question.
Yeah, just to change.
Because people lift and then go to work,
Yeah.
or they get in their work clothes
Okay.
to the gym and then lift.
Yeah.
So it's
And
easier to change.
before
out.
it was there,
Yeah.
people like, I don't want to put my dirty clothes on, or I don't want to put my clean clothes on the floor.
Right.
It's a pretty big bathroom.
Yeah, and
That makes sense. I just want I'm like a voyeur like to someone because
Yeah,
there's also a
and-
hole in the wall that's near the toilet, right?
Yeah, that's the glory hole.
Yeah.
That's separate.
and people were also changing the bathroom,
Right.
and then they come out of the bathroom, sit on the floor right outside the bathroom, like put their socks and shoes on.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just put a chair.
Okay, that makes sense.
So-
I don't know if it's related at all to like the shit in the. That's the best. Like, did you tell that when you were on the Powercast or no?
No, it's more recent, yeah.
That is wow. That is super interesting. Okay, so people really took that train Untamed. It actually reminds me. Just a quick aside. Forest Fitness gym I go to, a super cool owner, Sean Kelly. He kind of has like kind of a similar philosophy where you could do like it's an opportunity to be able to express yourself, lift however you want, right? A guy came in wanting to do old school style strongman lifting. So I'm talking about the bent press where you lean to one side and do it. Thing is, Alan, this guy didn't know what he was doing. He's like, oh, Pavel Tatsulin says this, like the old school, and he like cites just like guys from the
The whole
1800s.
barbell.
So the whole barbell, and so here's the thing though, he took his shoes off, he was in flat feet, they stunk, like the guy said, hey man, like can you put your shoes back on, like just being respectful. He's like, okay, he did that. We started doing the bent press. A bent press, for those that don't know, is where you turn to your side, so think like you bend over to tie your shoe.
Yeah.
Like a windmill, and then you take a bloated barbell and press it over your head. Okay. But the thing is, the guy started like yelling, screaming, and like again, Sean's cool, he wasn't there, an employee was there. Yelling, screaming, he loads up 135 on the bar. And so he goes to do it, and like this whole time, like the guy that was working there was like, okay, like I know we're supposed to allow people to do whatever, but this is weird. He goes to press it, he yells like, ah! And then it falls on his head, like the weight. And as soon as that happened, the guy that was working there's like, yeah, no, you're done. Like you gotta get, because it's an opportunity. It's like we are giving you the freedom to do what you want to an extent. Like if you don't know what you're doing, bro,
Right.
or if you're taking like shits inside trash cans, like come on, bro. Like
Form through freedom or freedom through form?
yeah, and I was gonna say just quickly because we're gonna jump off of a bunch of different topics. You say we go off on tangents. That's the whole goal with this podcast, the world's worst podcast. What I really like, one thing I really enjoy is that you have kind of from Iron Mind a lot of different posters, like posters of people either lifting feats of strength, so either Olympic athletes, a strongman, even. Dude, I was blown away. I didn't know if I was in the right gym. I saw a bodybuilder on the wall.
Oh yeah.
What's going on?
There's
What?
Lou Ferrigno in the bathroom.
Yeah,
Arnold
staring
on
at
the
you.
wall.
Yeah, bodybuilding. What's going on there, bro? So anyone could come in, anyone could do their own thing. That's like
Yeah,
train
we're all on
Untamed.
the same team.
Oh,
fighting the
that's
same fight.
so everyone's on the same team. No one's off the team.
Yeah. With that,
No high
there was-
bar.
One time there was a
Uh-oh.
couple of bodybuilders.
Okay.
I don't even care if he's watching this.
Uh-oh.
A couple of bodybuilders.
So the guy that shits in a can gets a free pass. The guy that the bodybuilder's fucking out. Okay.
There
I
are a
love
couple. There are a couple of bodybuilders
Bodybuilders.
who came into Untamed Strength.
Okay. How long ago was this?
Probably the beginning of the year.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe they saw your whole protein butter supplement video and they got confused about your hydro whey.
He makes YouTube videos too, and all of his YouTube videos, I doubt they're monetized. All of his YouTube videos are just like the title is like D-ball, trend,
Oh, that's sick.
Winstrol, like
I love
exactly
that.
like.
Does
how
it
to
get a
use
good amount of views?
Probably.
People
I don't
love
know. I
steroids.
don't even remember what his name is.
Yeah, people love
type of name.
steroids.
But
It wasn't Rich Brianna, R.I.P.
and what's funny is there's a few Frank Yang videos.
Okay. That he's in?
He's in the back, like Frank's like
Okay.
snorting shit off biceps, or
Yeah,
like, off of like bodybuilders, like bodybuilders with their shirt on.
Yeah.
It's those dudes. So they're doing something in Hong Kong, wherever Frank's.
Oh,
from.
what I was gonna say about Frank came.
They're not
Oh,
they're not collabing with him. Like
Yeah,
they're in
yeah.
the back. Like,
They're just there.
yeah, and I'm
That's
like,
different.
What the hell?
Yeah.
But anyways, so I don't know where this is going. This story. So I'm in the gym. The doors are up, and I see these two guys like this with cameras, and they're like talking. They're doing this, and I'm not really in a talkative mood, and I'm like.
Big sign.
I'm sure they're coming in here to
Yeah.
check out Untamed Strength.
You're whispering yourself, train on tape.
So they come in and they do their thing when he's doing some squats, and then they do like some Romanian deadlifts. But anyways, he puts me on the camera real quick.
Yeah.
He goes, He goes, Alan, tell me, out of all the powerlifting lifts in here, and he's pointing at all the strongman stuff, out of all the power lifts, which one is your favorite?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think this guy knows what he's talking about. And I was like, talking about like bench, squat, deadlift? And he goes, no, all of these power lifts.
You mean strongman training?
I'm like, yeah, power lifts I like to squat. This is all strongman stuff though. And he's like, what? And I'm like, oh, great. And so then I'm stuck explaining.
No, yeah.
But so anyways, that was.
So he's not welcome back if he comes back.
No, he can come back. The only problem that people were having was this was before I had 8 squat racks.
Mm-hmm.
I only had 4 at the time, and everyone was in there on Saturday trying to lift, trying to squat. And these guys are doing 135 Romanian deadlifts.
Yeah.
In a rack. Yeah, of course.
They're doing 135 Romanian deadlifts, like unracking it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like high pull.
I've made arguments.
And I'm like, I just and they're paying members. You know,
Yeah.
Saturdays are free from 8 to noon.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's a good initiative. I like that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much an easy pass for me because when people say like, I really want to check it out, I say come in on Saturday.
Yeah.
You can train for free.
Easy.
And so, but sometimes that brings people that
Yeah,
maybe shouldn't be there.
you've seen a lot of people from kind of around the world. I see the posts where like someone will come from like
Oh,
Finland or whatnot.
all the time.
How cool is that? Like, do you get so Alan, the videos that you've done? You're kind of there's different people in the YouTube game, right? Do you follow the YouTube fitness community at all? Not zero.
Yeah.
So, you're like, yeah, okay. Who's your favorite, bro? Who's your favorite aesthetic guy?
Elliot,
Norton.
it seems like Elliot Holst. If you had a rubber band on your wrist with Elliot Holst, he has to be.
Yeah.
Well, I don't watch his stuff anymore.
Yeah, but still, like, he gave you the
at
spark.
what point, okay, so at what point were you like,
So he definitely got me started.
Yeah.
But I don't watch his stuff anymore.
No, and I mean, people ask me.
I actually like watching. I don't like watching very much fitness stuff on YouTube. I like watching Casey.
Oh, I know
like
you're a
watching
budding filmmaker.
documentaries
I know
and
that,
stuff
bro.
like that.
I could sense with the way that you make, like even how you do your little skits, like which I think are fantastic. You are clearly, you have the mind actually of a creator. You know, like it's not just like, oh, like what would be like entertaining. Like when we filmed those 2 videos, we're bouncing like a million ideas off of each other. Like you had an idea, we had that script. Remember the spotting association, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I love it. I think that's a hidden talent of yours. Where like you create informative content. So when I was talking about YouTube, there's like different spaces. So you got the aesthetic bras, you got the watch collection bros, you got like kind of the lifters, right? And then you have like some people that put out informative content. You are part of that category. But in that category, you're respected. But then people from there, you also put out a little bit of entertainment, some of those skits. Did that all come kind of naturally? Like what did you, like how did you decide for yourself, like, okay, I want to do skits? Because for me, for YouTube, I was training clients and I knew like you got to keep someone's attention. But you said you kind of dived into it like without, the gym without training people. So what was that idea? Like, let's make it entertaining.
Yeah. So my first video that I ever made, other than like little lifting videos that I posted on YouTube, the first video is actually how to train at home, and it's all a joke. It's me, like I have a rake.
Yeah.
With 2 trash cans and I'm like pressing it overhead.
Sure.
So it's all a joke.
Yeah.
So there was like that funny aspect.
Yeah.
But when I started making videos, a lot of it was like promoting the gym.
Yeah.
If nobody knows what the gym is, nobody cares. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I started putting out instructional videos that the videos started to take off.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to put a lot of like production value to it.
Yeah.
If I was talking about the feet, I'd show the feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I put a lot of text there.
Oh yeah.
And then just whenever I think of stuff, like my videos are exactly how I like think of the whole thing coming into play. And then there's always like little side notes. I have a video coming out tomorrow about RPE. And there's like a couple stupid skits in it that I thought about. It's just kind of how I think about the idea or the video.
That's the mind of a creator. I even remember when we were filming how efficient you are with time. Where like we basically banged it out and whatever. There was multiple different shots we had to take, probably 30 or 40 shots. Yeah. But then it's like, all right, like let's move on to the narration aspect of it. And like you hand wrote out like what we're gonna say, like just like banging it out super quick. Yeah. So a few different things I want to jump into. I want to get into now. You are a starting strength coach. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we'll get into that in a second. Before we do, I just want to know, for you kind of. YouTubers do different things, right? So, like, I'm joking. I joke when I say the watch collection bros. But there's different ways of earning income, like making your money. still to this day, a good portion of what you earn and what you do is from coaching people, right? Like your boots are still on the ground. You could move towards the model of more like program based or like a variety of different things. Do you just enjoy that? Like you enjoy coaching people? Like that's a fundamental aspect. You like that human interaction?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes and no. Sometimes I love making videos.
Yeah.
Sometimes I rather help people in person.
Yeah.
But I don't ever, because I have a gym, like I can't like I can't go to the gym all the time, see a bunch of people that need help, and always be like, hey, I don't have time.
Yeah.
I got videos to make. You know what I mean? So I do want to help people.
Sorry guys, I'm Hollywood now.
Yeah, really. Alan's never even at his gym.
Yeah. Alan never even trains there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to keep both of that kind of balance.
Yeah.
And now that I've been doing online training, that takes up a lot of time.
Sure.
But I still have a core, group of clients, in-person clients that I like helping.
Yeah.
And I just, if someone asks me, hey, I'd like to pay you for help, I'm gonna say, I'll help you. But with that, my schedule's like so busy right now that there are people who say, can I get help? I'm available these times. I'm like, sorry, man, I can't.
You're a popular guy. I get it, bro. I do think that training people, however, like that's, I started once again, just like I selected like 10 people to train like for free or whatever, online, because I think training people keeps you in the loop of what people are doing, that makes you better able to make videos because you see like the mistakes. It keeps you like kind of fresh. And I think that's an important aspect, to be like connected to the game.
Yeah, your audience.
Yeah.
Right. What do people need help with? What are some common mistakes that you often see? And you see what works and what doesn't in terms of programming.
Yeah. Well, and just coaching. Coaching is multifaceted,
Right.
especially with lifting is a simple sport, but
Right.
like you just mentioned, there's programming, there's communication, there's technique itself, there's temperament, and things you have to take account that were probably very different than your boot camp, where everybody gets treated the same. But to get someone optimally to grow within a sport or excel, there's many other factors.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's touch on this a little bit. Then let's go to starting strength. You becoming a coach. I remember seeing some of the videos, reading some of the comments, because you had a bunch of instructional videos, and then you started following through with that. And I read some of the comments and like, oh no, Alan's sipping like the Kool-Aid. Like, what's going on? He's like he's a starting strength coach. Yeah. So what was that whole process? How would you respond maybe to some people, like people that are listening and watching that know you? It's like, what happened? Like, you're doing your thing and then you decide to become a coach. Like, what's that process?
So first off, there was a bad response.
Okay.
Was there?
Was that with what?
There was a bad response? I didn't know that.
No.
I'm just kidding. That's a joke. I actually don't. People send me a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of videos that I don't. Most of my videos I don't really look at the comments.
Yeah.
And there are certain videos where I know, like starting strength videos, I know they're gonna get a shit review by a lot of people.
Sure.
And I don't care. I don't pay attention to it. But I don't. If I believe in something, or if I have an opinion on something, I'm
fall through with
gonna
it.
put it out there.
Yeah.
I'm not, regardless of like.
Like, I wonder what people are
gonna
gonna think. It's like I think this is what I believe in. Therefore, I'm gonna put it out. Right.
And like you usually see the 1,000 people that just troll it or hate it.
Sure.
But you don't see the 99,000 people who watch it and they're like, damn, that was really helpful.
Yeah.
And move on. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Someone one time said that like if someone really dislikes something, that vocal minority of people that hate it will really come out, but then like there's kind of a silent majority that enjoyed it, but like some talk and some don't. So it sometimes skews the perception.
Yeah. But the whole thing started me working with Austin Baraki, who's my coach.
Yeah.
And he is a certified starting strength coach.
Yeah.
Which
best eyes in the squatting game.
Don't.
When sides are bugging out.
Yeah, really. Most people don't understand it. Like, oh, he's a starting strength coach, so he just coaches a bunch of novices and he teaches the Rippito squat and he just does 3x5.
Yeah.
Does he do 3x5 himself? It's just a small qualification of
Sure. That's like a small piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, and so I learned a lot from him, and I had the opportunity to go to a starting strength seminar.
And what is it, Wichita, Texas, or was it?
It was in Texas, yeah.
Okay.
Wichita Falls, Texas.
Yeah.
And so I took the opportunity. You can opt in to get your coaching credential. And so I wanted to do it just to learn, because you really there's a lot that goes into passing the credential, a lot that you have to learn.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to learn all that.
Yeah.
It wasn't in any way people think like, I want to be part of the team or the cult, or I want to worship.
I want to wear khaki pants all my life.
Yeah, I've never even talked to Rippito. It's like, hey, congratulations, hey, but it's
son, you're part of the team.
We text every night.
Yeah. Did you do your 3x5s? Yes, Dad.
Finish a go, man.
Yeah.
But no, it's nothing it's nothing at all like that. I just wanted to learn. And Austin and Jordan have barbell medicine.
Okay.
And I knew that I would, in the future, a while ago, earlier this year, kind of wanted to like work alongside them in any way I could.
Sure.
And I knew that I'm not going to be a doctor anytime soon. So getting my starting strength credential.
The first untamed doctor.
Yeah, really. Getting a starting strength credential would kind of bump me up a notch.
Sure.
Closer to what they're doing.
Right.
And so I knew that I wanted to do that. So that's where that all started. And then I'll admit, I'm fully aware that starting strength gets is a contentious topic.
Sure.
Whatever, I mean, people love to talk about it or hate it.
Yeah.
And so I'm well aware that it gets a response.
Sure.
And I think that initially when I got my starting strength credential, I was just like so immersed in like learning all that.
Sure.
And like all
it's
these
almost like
new
a
things,
little like echo chamber of like just being in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so a lot of my content at the time reflected that.
Yeah.
And it was probably just too much,
They're like, has Alan joined a cult? Like when they say just like so much of one topic or whatever.
It's just stupid. Like I can laugh at it.
Yeah.
But it's so old. It's like nice original jokes.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I've actually a lot of my videos after that.
Yeah.
When because it was just people like contacting me. I get emails of people sending me their responses. I'm like, dude, you can't just put it in a YouTube video. Like normal people.
Come on. Yeah.
And then people would send me like screenshots of like comments. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like it's huge, like essays. Like people are concerned about me,
Yeah.
Like, and
what's
so
Alan
anyway,
happened? Yeah. What's
and so I was like, all right, I do need to cool it. And there are a lot of videos that literally people are like, this is so helpful, Alan. You're such a great teacher.
Yeah.
But if I was
you're such a stud, Alan.
If I was the title it starting strength, right, or
be roasted,
put that in there. Yeah, people are like, this is the dumbest shit ever. You just regurgitate what Rip says.
Yeah,
but there's so much stuff that is like stuff that I've learned from it.
Yeah.
And I just don't title it as starting strength.
Yeah, I mentioned this, and this goes for both sides. Possibly the starting strength side and also this random side of haters, to not make your diet or your fitness goals or how you train religious. And I don't mean by religious by what you believe in, because you can believe in what you're doing. But one, don't stop yourself from evolving and hearing other methods. And that's just the issue with everything in our nation, which we've talked about off air multiple times with different people, where if you're...
I'm like a keto guy.
Yeah. And then okay, so you're into keto. What do? You only watch keto people on YouTube. You only listen to their podcasts. You're not listening to maybe this flexible dieting side or this carbohydrate prominent side. And so then what do? Of course, your beliefs get deeper and deeper and deeper. Yeah. And knowing you personally and training with you, and we chat lifting all the time while we're training, you're not that because you understand why I prefer percentage and how I do it. Yeah. And that's just how it is. That's just what I'm comfortable and what I'm knowledgeable on. And I understand RPE and I understand why you do it and others do it as well. And it's not an issue of that, where these people that maybe aren't at the top of starting strength, like maybe some of you and your coaches, but the middle group of people that like starting strength and the middle group of these people on the other side, they just argue each other because they're so deep into their own system that it's the only way. Like, no, well, that's not going to help either.
Yeah. There's a bunch of starting strength coaches and a bunch of the starting strength community who are idiots.
Yeah, they probably suck terrible.
Yeah, they are. They're bad. And they think they're,
of course,
elite.
They probably can't lift. They probably can't coach.
Right.
And how many other coaches that have whatever certification, NASM or whatever, RPE world or percentage world or Russian style or West Side. How many conjugate coaches out there never even read a Louis book and they fucking suck.
West Side method.
Yeah,
never done West Side.
So I'm not really concerned with
it's good.
So.
I think that's great though. Like I do think maybe when you only release videos or you announce something and all they see from you is like one video a week, and then you put a few videos on something, it's like, oh, like what happened to Alan, or like is that all? It's like, well, wait a second here. Like I'm putting out a piece of content. Like there's a lot more to it than that. And I think maybe some people have like a preconceived notion of certain things. Like they hear it and they just automatically assume something, maybe without watching it first.
Yeah, and people also seem to get really offended or triggered, I don't know the word, when someone is straightforward with their answer.
Sure.
And I admire that when someone's like, no, do this, do that. Well, there is a reason we believe the things we believe, or the way we do things the way we do it. It's because we think it's optimal.
Right.
And especially with the viewers that are looking for books, articles, and YouTube videos, they're usually beginners looking for an answer.
Right.
And so I just try not to give these like ambiguous videos of like, you can do this.
Well, it could be.
But people get upset when I'm like, I like the low bar squat, and I think it's you should do that.
Yeah, but it's all context and perspective. Like, you're not going to go and tell Bryce Lewis, IPF champion, like, nah, bro, you need to put that bar a lot lower. Your shit sucks. Like, no, Bryce has figured his own shit out.
Yeah, Bryce
but
because when you are really strong, you can make adjustments on the fly and do
Right.
what you would
Or
like.
he's done it for a decade and he's figured out like this doesn't work for some reason that we don't know.
And also to give a gray answer, so to someone to reference my boy Greg Knuckles, who's like too damn smart for his own good. Like when we made a squat video and went over everything, and like he referenced like 98 studies. It's like people, so like to go over that amount, people don't want to sit through to understand the full context.
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll go over every position, like foot position, hip position, bar position, and like cite everything, go over like moment arms, like everything. Can debate anyone to a T. But but I was gonna say like but not a lot of people have enough of an attention span to listen to that whole thing. So hearing maybe a concrete answer, like, you know what, I believe low bar. It's like, here's why, like da 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 da. Like that actually in a way, I don't want to say it can be more helpful, but it's a clear cut answer then. Like someone could follow
It's
through
not
with
like
that.
awful information.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you're telling them, like tie 1 foot behind your like.
Well, it's all just it's all just so individual
shout out to
because
my boy
you're
Greg
making
Knuckles.
you're making a YouTube video for the masses.
Right.
So for us to argue like, no, bro, like same thing. I wouldn't go in your comment section, one, because we're friends, but two, and argue a Bryce Lewis thing. Same thing when I do make a video about programming or percentage or something that I believe. Like I'm talking about the masses. Like this works for a lot of people.
Yeah, this doesn't represent my full way of thinking about things.
I can't put all my knowledge into a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And so if you judge me by that.
Yeah, Boris Shako. So when we did an interview with him, dude, he spoke. The first interview was 4 or 5 hours long. Just straight, we sat down, interviewed him, asked questions. Like he wanted to make sure everything's clear. It's like you don't make 5-hour YouTube videos. You make 5-minute or 10-minute.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's a talent to be able to like condense it all, easily digestible. You know what I mean? It's not. This isn't literature that's produced at a university. They're just easy YouTube videos. There was one comment that was sent to me was in my most recent how to squat video.
Yep.
Which funny, it was originally how to squat. Starting strength.
You
starting
removed
strength
that.
Not there anymore.
How'd that happen?
Well, guess what?
YouTube.
This is gonna be called
this.
When we throw it up on the YouTube, this is gonna be called Alan Thrall, starting strength
coach.
Yeah,
starting strength
founder,
cult leader.
Cult leader. I'm sorry.
But someone in the video, I said, when we talk about what good form is, we got to talk about a good bar path.
Right.
Good bar path should be straight.
No.
Gravity acts down in a straight line, so we should apply force against gravity up in a straight line.
Right.
And like the comment was this huge analysis of like, Alan, how dare you oversimplify mechanics and physics?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, geez.
Yeah.
10 seconds out of YouTube. I'm literally drawing on a whiteboard and dropping watermelons off of a roof.
To demonstrate it. Yeah, I think again, like shout out to my boy Greg Knuckles. It's like there is that 4-hour video if you want to seek it out, or like when he writes an article.
We just go to school.
Yeah,
like if you're trying to learn like that, like you go to school.
Yeah, it's like you're trying. It's like, you know what, a kid wants to learn how to squat. Like boom, like I'm gonna type that. I'm gonna follow, and guess what? It's not bad advice. Like it's not like he's gonna blow out like his AC or whatever. Hole in the bar. Yeah, I think so. Maybe when it comes to some of that stuff, what would you say is the biggest misconception that people have about like starting strength or all that stuff?
There are I think a lot of people misrepresent starting strength. A lot of coaches, because like I said, there are a lot of bad coaches, and just in the short time that I've been in the community, there are a lot of people who really do. They try to act like Rip, who has this elitist mindset, which some people like it, some people don't. I don't care. You know, like I have learned that someone can say something that I disagree with, I can still like them.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't have to hate them.
Yeah.
But everyone tries to act like Rip.
That's called maturity. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be able, to differentiate that.
Right. Yeah. So people will have this elitist mindset, and it's like, dude, you squat 325 or 365. You know what I mean? Like stop. You know, but you know, it's like they'll just regurgitate what Rip says, or I don't go on it often, but from what I've seen, like the starting strength forum is really, really popular.
Okay.
Starting strength is actually, I don't want to say number one because I might be wrong, but it's one of the highest selling fitness related books on Amazon.
It has to be. There's hundreds of thousands of people.
Definitely in strength training. If you go general fitness, you got Oprah and shit. But in strength training,
it's got millions of product reviews.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of
people. All those things. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have seen it. So the starting strength forum can be really popular.
Yeah.
And every piece of advice that I see from either other members or some coaches, it's just like talking down or like you know what I mean? Like it's not.
Yeah. Like what is that about? Like
You know, like hey, you know, here's a form check for my squat. Can you help me? And it's like, oh, you high bar squatting, quarter squatting idiot.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ask your local gym bro? It's just there's
that
a lot
doesn't
of
help
people,
anybody.
but
If,
stupid people.
If Professor again,
So I don't even think I answered your question.
no, I was going to say the misconception. I was just going to add quickly. If Professor Boroshaker, like the most decorated, like arguably strength coach in history, when I asked him to like teach me, it was like, listen, like your form sucks. Like he put his hand on like my shoulder, like a grandfather figure, and he's like Omar, and then he talks to him like very like kindly. I'm like, where do you get this pretentiousness from?
Yeah.
But you're gonna say biggest maybe misconception.
So
like you don't
biggest
have
misconception I would say.
You don't drink Kool-Aid. You don't have a 5x5 like tattoo on your back, right? Like
Right. So not. So there is a huge. I think I'm way over time.
Are you over?
It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. It's
You
supposed to
gotta-
be at the gym now.
Oh no!
It's all right. It's all
We're
good.
till, like, I didn't even know. I thought we
It's
had
all
2
good.
hours. Okay, go on.
But there is a huge. It's there's a huge two kind of teams within the starting strength community.
Oh, okay.
Very small team, very big team. So
Are you part of the small team?
So yeah. So
I knew it. How did I know that?
So,
It's like a schism within the trend. Go on.
So every starting strength coach will pretty much teach every individual, every novice,
Yeah.
how to squat, bench, deadlift, power clean,
Yeah.
press, pretty much the same way.
Sure.
They'll take them through their linear progression the same way.
Yeah.
Right? That's what starting strength is. It's
Yeah.
the book
Yeah.
and it's the program. That program is meant to be done for like 2-3 months tops.
And that's it. Sure.
Right? 5 pounds a session doesn't last very
Got it.
long.
Yeah.
It is to get detrained individuals stronger.
Sure.
Okay, it ends there. Okay, but the problem is
Big group of people just continue forward. Is that then?
group of people take those same principles, right, in terms of programming, and an intermediate and an advanced lifter they think can be trained kind of the same way.
Or even just turn it into a power lifter.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
We're like,
so
all right.
It's like you're increasing like general strength, like because you overhead press in that program, right?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of starting strength coaches and people in the starting strength community who do not know how to train intermediates, let alone advanced lifters.
Yeah.
There's a huge that we won't even get into, but it's
Sure.
mainly about programming after
Yeah.
the novice linear progression. The idea is, right, what you guys would probably understand
Yeah.
is once you get to the end of your novice linear progression,
Yeah.
intensity is way too high.
Yeah.
You are failing reps. 3 sets of 5 is not too much to recover from. It's the damn weight.
Yeah.
So we need to back off intensity a little bit. If we back off intensity, we need to up volume,
Sure.
right?
Or
A lot of-
frequency.
Right.
Yep.
Right. But I mean, not necessarily, because if you have 3 squat days a week,
Yeah.
and they're 3x5,
Yeah.
you say we're just gonna add a 4th and do the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because once you get to the end of your linear progression, you're by definition you're failing.
Yeah.
Right. You cannot continue
Yeah.
adding more weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you
Um,
chop down the 3x5s to 1x5s or 2x5s and added a day, it's potential.
You could.
Yeah.
So that's where the argument is
Yeah.
that a lot of people think in the starting strength community that you need to continue
Yeah.
adding intensity and
Yeah.
dropping volume.
Yeah,
but what
that makes
happens,
sense,
right?
yeah.
You go to, okay, let's go to 3 sets of 3.
Yeah.
And then 3 singles.
Yeah.
And then let's just max
How's
out
how's
everything,
that enough
right?
volume?
You're-
Yeah.
Just because they think, well, you're adding weight to the bar,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're not getting stronger.
Yeah.
No, it's not the
No,
case.
I see a bit of how you train from your training videos where you have like circuit maxes, like we work
And
up to.
that's powerlifting. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Moving
yeah.
on, yeah. It's
Yeah, that's
completely
where
different than what
context
someone
comes into
may-
issue.
yeah.
Where even starting
RP, all
strength,
that stuff.
well, is not a powerlifting program.
Right,
It's a
strength
novice
training program.
strength training program. And when people compare that, or even compare RPE or percentage to a powerlifting program, let alone the categories of novice, intermediate, advanced.
Right.
One, there's many ways to skin a cat. Two, there's many methods that you can do. And if you're talking about just how to squat for a human, how to squat for a power lifter, how to squat for someone for football, like it all may be slightly different conversations, or how to
Right.
program for them.
Yeah, that's because once you get out of the early intermediate stage, that's when you can start asking questions. Like you said, what are your goals? Where's your strength right now?
Yeah.
There's individual factors, but at first, if it's truly a novice, a de-trained individual,
Yeah.
there's not many factors. You know, we
Yeah.
need to get you doing this.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's the argument. It's
Yeah.
past starting strength.
So only a small group of starting strength, like coaches or
Tiny,
people in the
tiny.
That's insane. So
And-
it needs to be flipped around then. Like you're
Right.
starting.
That's because people they just refuse to listen. You
Right.
know, so
That goes
the-
to the extreme. Listen to the extreme.
Right.
Right, because there's a big group of them. They're all starting strength coaches. They're all passing around ideas, the same idea, rather than like, well, let's go listen to a Louis Simmons seminar. Maybe he has something to say. Let's go listen to a Boris Shako. Let's say what he has to say. You don't have to agree with everything both of those guys say, but there's things to learn because they are accomplished and they've
But also,
found ways.
the wrong fit where you're taking, as you said, like a very beginner novice program and then trying to extrapolate it like past that point for like all lifters. Like it just doesn't make
Let's just
sense.
keep adding weight to the bar until it doesn't work like that.
And
I wish
keep
it did.
drinking milk, bro.
Yeah, really.
So we can confirm.
Let's get overweight. Let's get you to 300 pounds.
Yeah, 300 pound
deadlift.
body weight, 300 pound squat. It's sick, bro.
But the two, Jordan Feigenbaum and Austin Baraki, Austin's my coach.
Yep.
They are on the one end of that where it's like, okay, now we need to, you need more volume.
Yeah.
We need to expose you to more volume over a period of time.
Yeah.
And they use RPE training. And so there's like their followers or people that they've helped in the starting strength community or people who have opened their eyes and been like,
is there
these
going to be a
dudes are
schism,
actually
bro,
pretty
in the community where they're going to form their own thing?
Yeah.
Because like if people aren't well,
products
that's
they do.
often honestly what happens.
Yeah,
like,
they
I mean,
have,
straight up.
they have barbell medicine.
Okay.
And they do barbell medicine seminars.
Yeah.
So anyways, the question was, what is the biggest misconception?
Yeah.
And I forget what my first answer was.
Well, basically, what you said, there's two things that could split. Or
Yeah, what happens next after the
Right. So
linear progression?
Whenever people hear me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a starting strength coach, or you're being coached by a starting strength coach. People have honestly asked, do you think 3x5 really works for you? Like, I'm not doing starting strength. I'm not.
You should just make a video called "I'm
Right.
not doing 3x5."
Yeah.
Like just title all of that.
Exactly. I'm not a novice.
Yeah.
Oh, you're being coached by a starting strength coach. You're paying someone to take you through linear progression. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And my coach Austin doesn't even train novices anymore.
Right.
His online training, he's got competitors competing at nationals.
Sure.
He's got dudes squatting 700 pounds.
Yeah.
He's got dudes pulling 700. He's got really strong guys and girls. So it's not like, he's a starting strength coach. He just does 3x5 for everyone.
Right. Maybe it's even the phrase we say starting strength, like that's like the moniker of it, where it's like starting. It's like, well, it's like we don't coach starting like people. Like it encompasses way more than that.
Right.
We can confirm that Alan is not part of a cult, that he's not drinking any Kool-Aid, that they're not holding him against his will. Mike, were you? Oh, I thought you.
I'm getting cold.
You're curling up that hand
My
to
hand's
go
getting
somewhere.
cold. My
I
hand's
wanna
getting cold.
I wanna go on to.
He's
the,
gotta go.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Well, it's too late. Let me send a text.
Yeah, it's
No,
Mike. It's too late, bro. We're gonna move on. I was gonna say, Alan, what I wanted to ask you is that after you left the the military and you said to yourself, like, I'm gonna be untamed. I'm gonna grow up my facial hair. I'm gonna grow up my hair. Are you ever gonna? I know people ask you that all the time, and I saw the response. But like, what's that mean to you symbolically to keep your hair long and wild like that? It's just like once again like a symbol of everything that you stood for. It's kind of that message of being untamed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's being untamed, and it's kind of like the discipline that goes along with growing this beard out or growing this hair out.
The opposite,
And
being disciplined, not being disciplined.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because most people will be like, it's scratchy, I'm gonna get rid of it.
Yeah.
Or this hair gets in my way, I'm gonna cut it.
You're like,
I just want to keep
love
it going.
What's majestic,
And,
bro?
I feel like when I do cut it,
You're over, bro. Your career's over.
no, I don't. Again, I don't really care about that. You
Yeah.
know, I doubt that my subscriber count would drop
Nope,
by
they're
100,000.
gone.
They're gone, bro.
They're
That's
gone.
what you think.
There would definitely be quite an uprising, but
Yeah.
if I do, or there'd be quite a bit of response. If I do it, I have no plans to. I'm not saying I won't, but I just don't have any. I'm
Sure.
Not, if I do, there's going to be like a huge
Shit
story
show.
to show.
What's
behind
going with it?
It's
Has
not going to be
Alan
like
been kidnapped?
I upload a video on Tuesday and I have nothing on me.
That'd be amazing if just one day you did that. Or you got maybe like one of your brothers looks like, pretty similar to you. Just have him like start the videos like Alan Thrall here, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's
And
like,
I walk in and just do the videos.
yeah.
No, it'll be some sort of like huge bet that I know I'm probably going to lose.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Or I don't know. Donate the hair or something.
Because it's kind of similar for me where I had my hair long in high school. And then I decided to start working as a trainer. And then what ended up happening is that when I was a trainer, they're like, it'd be more professional if you had short hair. So I'm like, all right, I'll listen to them, whatever. And so I cut my hair, and I hated it working like for the big box, like corporate gym. And so I was only there for like 8 or 9 months, but after that happened and I cut my hair and I
Had
just
such
didn't
a
enjoy
grudge.
it. Yeah, I'm like, I'm growing up my hair and I'm gonna keep it long and I don't give a shit. I want to work for myself. So like, not at all. But I always have like problems with authority. But I was not feeling that at all. So
My last haircut and my last shave was when I got out of the military. So
wow,
this is all like grown.
this
with
is
the
all
gym.
yeah. It's grown with you. It's become a part of you.
Count the
bro.
rings like a
Yeah.
redwood.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk now a little bit about music because I made that joke the first time I've been to your new Untamed Strength gym was just like 2 days ago, and I walked in and there's like some hip hop playing. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, where's the metal at, bro? Because I know like you like metal, like
I was
listen
not
to
in
some
charge of the
similar.
radio.
Yeah,
Sometimes rap it does play.
Yeah,
It just
yeah, yeah.
depends on what everyone.
like what
wants
you're
to hear.
feeling.
And sometimes I'll put on something other. Than
We were
that.
listening to Nightmare Before Christmas on our dead list.
Yeah, that was like Halloween
Oh,
time.
that's cool. That's cool. I like that. What are some of the big bands or big songs, like just the music that you listen to in rock?
I would say the two most commonly played artists would be Slayer and
Sure.
Pantera.
Oh, really? Pantera. Any so out of those albums, like I'm down with the metal. I'd say between Cowboys from Hell. Do you count anything? It's not canon. Like you know how they say it's not canon. Anything prior to Cowboys from Hell.
I
Yeah, the '88 album that has like "Proud to Be Loud" and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Actually, the previous album was there not Metal Jungle before? Metal Jungle, I think was.
I think so.
Yeah, so the one before Cowboys from Hell, I actually don't mind at all.
Yeah.
Cowboys from Hell, I dig. Vulgar Display of Power is good. Those are probably the two, and then Far Beyond Driven, I do dig, and Great Southern Trendkill, and then Revolution is My Name is. It's good, but I actually Cowboys from Hell, he had that. What's the guy from Judas Priest? Rob Halford. He had that scream.
Yeah.
Come on, like
Definitely.
Primal Sledge when he's singing.
Yeah.
It's great. I actually. Oh yeah. You ever see
it's
what is it? Moscow Pantera, their performance. They do like domination.
Yeah.
No, it's all great. Yeah, and then they have so many good ones. Like even just Cowboys from Hell is Pterodactyl Scream, where it's like where he comes back. I'm like, man, you guys, like, I get it. You got more hardcore, even heavier every album. I'm like, there's something sweet, like in that like shreds. Okay, so Pantera for you, Slayer as well. When I went there's a lot of Metallica, and we kind of had not a Metallica mega. I'm a Megadeth guy probably.
Yep.
If I was gonna ask you your favorite metal album, what would you say? If you had,
It's got to be Metallica.
Okay.
It's got to be a Metallica album. Probably.
There's only a few right answers.
Probably Ride the Lightning.
Sure.
Or Kill 'Em All.
Yeah, no, I actually Ride the Lightning I would pick over Master of Puppets.
And then Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
It would have to be Metallica album because that was the first band
Sure.
that I really followed. But Metallica, other than maybe the first two albums.
Sure.
Three,
And Master of Puppets. And
Puppets.
Justice for All.
Justice
Or you
for
don't,
All,
okay,
yeah.
so the first one, got it.
But for a lot of like true metalheads, it's not metal enough. There are some people who like black metal.
Sure.
Some people who like Slayer, faster thrash than Metallica.
No, that's like
So-
for them. That's like the equivalent, not to pop music,
Soft.
but there's layers. Yeah, it's soft.
Yeah.
I still like just like Marty. So I listen to some of the solos and stuff. For me, it'd be Megadeth. Rest in Peace is my favorite metal
I
album.
like Megadeth a lot.
Yeah, there's if I want increasing complexity, not to go on a music rant, I listen to jazz because like I've listened to some of the stuff that gets more and more supposedly complex, but like it gets heavier and it gets maybe in ways slightly more interesting, but like then you lose some of that substance that I actually like in metal.
You were the first person to ever explain to me that there's different levels of metal.
Yeah.
I thought metal was a full category because I think I brought the homie from Whitechapel by. And then I went to that concert that night.
Death metal, heavy metal.
Yeah, and then I asked
metal,
you, and you
thrash.
put them in a category, and you said they were pretty heavy.
Yeah. Some people some people are just strict like death metal.
Sure.
It's gotta be like
what are they?
Cannibal Corpse.
Death metal?
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
My buddy Nigel's like that, where like he goes all the way in. Like I forget what way, like Norwegian death metal is it or
Norwegian black metal.
Yeah, black metal.
That's some fucked up in the head stuff.
Yeah,
That's they get.
I don't want to
actually,
misrepresent
burn,
it, but
They actually like
burn crosses,
churches. And
oh,
stuff.
burn
churches.
Yeah. Well, listening to it live, also I felt was darker than if I turned their track on the radio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could at least understand the words because they have it mixed and things. Like live, it's just like I'm just sitting there, and
Some people like stuff.
Well,
that's
and
just
I was
faster, heavier.
I was on
The
stage.
mixing is really important because if you don't get it's just
drowning bass and bass drum.
The
Double kick.
louder it gets and the worse the venue, and actually I'd say like most what do you say, basketball arenas or like sporting arenas like all across North America are not made to play music either that loud or just like to capture properly acoustic, so you just hear.
I don't know how many metal bands are filling out an arena.
I mean,
No, most of them are at smaller
It's definitely
places.
it's niche within within
Yeah.
metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people. It takes a certain type of person to like Cannibal Corpse. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But then there's some people who like, I guess what I'd call more classic stuff like Testament.
Oh sure, Testament's great.
And, you know, Slayer. But some people like, yeah.
Slayer, I believe, is from Sacramento.
No,
They were.
I don't. No, I didn't say yeah. Meaning yeah.
They were at that Whitechapel show I was at, and I was in the back afterwards, just talking to the guitar player, Zach, and he's checking me, and he kind of pointed over. I guess they thought I knew what the hell I was doing there. I was way out of place, you know. They're like, "Oh, you know."
Up, Mike.
Yeah, well, they're like, that guy is, there's like a guy walking by. They just, no, not that, not all that. But then they just like high five the guy or hugged him, and like, who that is? I have no clue.
You just touched a legend, bro.
Yeah. They were just like, oh yeah, that's so and so from Slayer, and I was like, oh, what the fuck is he doing? At this little tiny venue in Sacramento. I was like, oh, they're from Sac. I was like, dang. There's a lot of music in NorCal.
Yep. San Francisco brings a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, even Reno, I think a lot of Sublimes from Reno. Two of the 4 members. Papa Roach and shit from like Vacaville, which is 45 minutes from here. There's a bunch of just.
This isn't your last resort, bro. I was just gonna say quickly. I wanted to know a few things. The first, I was gonna say, what are maybe some bands or artists? Just tell it all right now, Alan. That people would not expect you to listen to, and you listen to, and you're down with.
I listen to a lot of Bob Marley.
Oh, I love Bob.
That's not
you ever
bad.
listen to?
He's talking about Guilty.
You ever listen to Peter Tosh at all?
Peter Tosh is great.
Step and
Yeah.
Razor. That's actually
Yeah.
a PR song for me.
Yeah,
Step and Razor. Yeah.
We're talking about like
Steel
a guilty.
Pulse.
Okay.
I like a lot of that.
You ever listen
But,
to a dub like Lee Scratch Perry, King Tubby, kind of out of Jamaica?
Possibly, because I do listen to a lot of Pandora, and I'm sure that comes on.
Yeah, it's some really cool stuff. Go on.
Other than that, I listen to a lot of like people call it like beachy grunge rock, or like Slightly Stupid. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
I love all that.
Revolution and Dirty Heads. So I do like that too.
Yeah.
I also like Frank Sinatra. Dean
Oh,
Martin.
come on,
I'll
the
play
Crooners,
that
they're great.
sometimes.
They're great.
Sometimes I'll play old, like Hank Williams.
Is this all lifting or is this live?
No, usually
That's
not when I lift.
I'm just
If I listen to something more low key, not metal, it's usually like Queens of the Stone Age, and Faith No More and stuff.
Yeah, you had like
Oh, yeah,
Led
Faith-
Zeppelin
yeah.
on during one of our
Dude,
sessions.
come on.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah, Faith No
classic
More,
rock.
The Real Thing, Angel Dust, great albums.
So I like, but I'd say the only two Guilty songs.
Yeah, that's
Give it
what
to
I'm
me.
hearing.
Oh,
Yeah,
songs,
no,
yeah.
you gotta hit us.
Whenever it's actually kind of like an inside joke between my brothers and I. Every time we go karaoke, and there's this one place that we always go karaoke. There's a shithole.
Is it
in
Hanson, bro?
Orangeville. No, it was Careless Whisper, George Michael,
Sure.
and
Never
Caribbean
Gonna Dance
Queen.
Again. Okay, yeah, by
Billy Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those,
Okay.
so
Those are
my
the
favorite.
two. Okay, yeah, I don't have any problem with
It
that.
could be way worse.
Yeah,
But there's nothing. I don't.
You don't got Katy Perry on the iPod?
Don't listen to
not bumping Selena
Katy
Gomez.
Perry.
You don't love her like a love song.
Sometimes Caitlin, she listens to good music. Usually the same thing I listen to in terms of like Dirty Heads and Slightly Stupid and Bob Marley. But sometimes she'll play stuff, and there's probably like 100 of the worst songs because I'm always like, this is
Just
literally
change it, yeah.
the worst song I've ever heard. You always say that. Like, this is the top.
No, but this is the
This
worst.
is the worst.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that stuff.
I'm just kind of trying to picture you right now at Untamed Strength. Every time it closes, and you just like look at before you close all the lights, you're looking at the gym, and you just cue like "My Way" by Frank Sinatra, and you're just like, "That's me, man. I did it."
Fly me.
Yeah, to the moon, let me play. Yeah, I was gonna say. So you did what you set out to do. Did you not accomplish everything that you've wanted, but did things pan out? When you're sitting in that chair and they asked you, what do you want to do at the end of your military career? And you said, open up a gym. What you visualized in your head to now, has it happened? Are you on the process? What do you want? Like, what's going on? Like, how far along are you? Hey,
it's getting close.
So what's the dream?
Probably to have a bigger facility.
Okay.
Or at least to get next door and then clean the place up a bit.
Okay.
So
No
that
one's
looks-
shitting inside, like, yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
garbage cans. Okay.
But it's finally like there are enough squat racks and deadlift platforms to have a good amount of people in there at once.
Yeah.
There's definitely more equipment that I want to get. That's why I actually haven't done a gym tour of this gym.
Yeah.
Because every time I'm like, I need to do a gym tour, I'm like,
Wait.
but I still want to get a couple of things.
Yeah.
Still want to get a couple of things. I spent on Black this weekend quite a bit of money on like new stuff, like little things. Like I want to get rid of all these ugly ass mismatched plates.
That shows you give a shit
Full-
though, honestly,
right.
about your gym, which I think is beautiful. You know, that's a great thing. Like
Yeah,
Sean
yeah,
does the same. Like he would drop whatever profit he makes. Like I think he dropped $30,000 on like a new weightlifting like just platforms. And instead of like you like pocketing or whatever, you're like,
Yeah,
no,
nothing.
what can I do to improve?
Yeah.
You're not
I'm still
shopping for a
like,
PS4
damn,
on
my
Black
shorts
Friday.
have holes in them.
You're
I need
like,
to get some
that's
plates for the
Untamed
gym.
though, bro.
Yeah.
I can get those matching plates.
But I will say that now I am in a position to where if I do want something new for the gym, I can do it.
Yeah.
For a long time, like well over probably the first 3 years, there was a lot of like really want this, but I can't buy it. You know what I mean? So I can finally like we need more bars, or these bars are junk. Let's get some new ones. Let's get new 45s. So I'm happy that I'm able to do that.
No, it's a great position to be in, man. I think also it's very admirable from you, just to wrap it up, that for you, Alan, you were able to do exactly what you wanted. You didn't have to compromise. You didn't have to use any like hokey methods or like change basically the core philosophy of what you had. You developed what you wanted, like what you believed in, and then set out from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That was a goal.
To train Untamed. Mike, close us out.
Where can people find you, my man?
Website is trainuntamed.com. Not a whole lot there. It's kind of just the website to sign up for the gym.
Yep.
But YouTube, just type in Untamed Strength or Alan Thrall.
Yeah.
I think my username is still slash.
It's
youtube.com
A Thrall 7.
Thrall7.
Yeah, it's weird that I remember those things,
Yeah.
but I do.
And then Instagram's Untamed Strength. And that's really all I've got. Instagram, YouTube.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Review, comment. We'll catch you in the next one.
Give it a damn like. Alan, thanks for being on, my man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Boom.